Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Tracy Shuchart, senior economist, and here's the news why we were away. If you remember this morning, we did talk about the fact that New York was the first state to temporarily ban building of data centers. President Trump criticized Governor Hochul for announcing that ban on to social, saying both the taxes and the jobs amount to liquid gold. Data centers are tremendous wins for the states, and communities are lucky enough to get them. And funny enough, we did see the NASDAQ tick up a little bit when he came out with that post. It'll be interesting to see, or if he knows that there is a vote in his backyard in Palm Beach to do the same thing where Mar-a-Lago is. Moving on, we did have Warsh testimony today. He said AI is inflationary before it will become disinflationary. Warsh told the banking committee that demand generated by the AI investment boom is arriving more quickly than additional supply, and it may eventually produce. He acknowledged that everything technology touches ultimately gets cheaper, but the economy hasn't reached that stage yet. On the inflation, he repeatedly returned to the length of the inflation overshoot, which has been 63 months over the 2% that the Fed wants. He said he welcomed the direction of the latest CPI and PPI reports, but that doesn't really matter because we've had such a sustained run of inflation over the 2% target. One data point does not mean his job is done. He also drew a line between the one-off price shocks and broader rise in prices, saying war or other supply disruptions can drive up prices of oil, beef, or individual goods. The Fed can't conjure up more oil or cattle, but it can try and prevent those increases from spreading across the entire grocery aisle. He also said that he wants a smaller balance sheet. Always said he favors leaner and meaner, so that the balance sheet can expand in a crisis, but he would like to bring that down. And of course, he had many questions on whether or not he was independent from the president. He said he was an independent guy, would do an independent job. He said that he'd reject any inappropriate request from the president and would stick to his mandate. And then we also had Lisa Cook from the Fed talking today. She was very hawkish. She said, if we do not see signs of disinflation soon, I am prepared to act. I'm fully committed to reaching our inflation target, and this commitment is unwavering. So she was very hawkish. And this did come after that CPI and PPI soft prints. So another hawkish Fed. So this meeting certainly will be interesting. We did have SpaceX fall below the IPO price for the first time. Stock fell as much as 2.9% to $132.15 on Wednesday, breaking below the $135 per share that it sold to investors at last month's part of the record $86 billion offering. SpaceX shares have been subject to volatility, usually associated with new IPOs, surging nearly 50% over their first 3 days of trading, only to lose nearly a quarter of the value over the next 3 sessions. That said, Elon does have quite the cult following, so I'm sure that stock will eventually at some point do well. And then last but not least, we've obviously seen weakness in the NASDAQ today, and that's from a news item earlier today saying ASML has plans to raise prices for its chip making equipment, potentially clashing with its biggest customer, TSMC. TSMC is already pushing back on that, but it is dragging down other users such as SK Hynix and then all of the other related stocks that would be impacted by those price increases. Dell down 13%, SanDisk 12%, MU is down 12%, now down 8%. So big weakness in the tech sector overall that we haven't seen in S&P 500 due to this one announcement, believe it or not. And with that, I will pass it to Jim for an edge report.
Thank you, Tracy. Before we get to the charts, let's go over the schedule. A lot of exciting events happening at NinjaTrader Live. This afternoon, we do have a special 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Segment. Do not leave when the bell rings. We have retail therapy with Jared Tendler. Jared's an internationally recognized mental game coach, author of The Mental Game of Trading, The Mental Game of Poker 1 and 2, and Everyday Golf Psychology. So be there as Jared kind of walks through a couple of traders' issues live online. It's going to be awesome. Next, tomorrow, again, stay after the bell, 4 p.m. to 5 o'clock. We have the one and only Nick for a Tick doing a Develop Your Edge segment with me. How to find A-plus setups and no trade zones. It's going to be awesome. Bring your Q&As to the chat, folks, if you can get into the chat, and we'll get those over to Nick on the fly for that whole hour we're going to be together. The other special event that's coming down the pike, this is Monday, and everybody could actually participate in this. This is an arena challenge where we're highlighting Tanja, Lumi, and Salma. They're going to be traded. It's called the Micro Showdown. There's $5,000 in cash prizes for the top 20 finishers. If you haven't signed up for it, definitely sign up for it. It's free, real-time NinjaTrader account. It's awesome. This is Monday, by the way. I might have said the wrong day. Monday, the 20th of July. So, but you could sign up now. Lastly, but not leastly, we are kicking off a Discord channel, and we're kicking this thing off Tuesday, the 21st, with a 4 p.m. special segment with Anthony Crudele and AJ from Lucent Trading, AJ Campanella, another Italian American in the house. So we're looking forward to that as well. So if you're a Discord person, pop in, sign in, and we'll be good to go. So a lot of stuff happening here at NinjaTrader Live. All right, let's check out some charts here. Let's go to gold. Gold has definitely had an identity crisis today. We've been all over the board. Now, we've only traded 52% of the 34-day average, right? And this, we're talking $57. Still healthy range, but not to its average. And we saw a nice sell-off going all the way through the London initial balance, and then a rally back, and then a pause during the U.S. IB, and then boom, we broke badly. But then we reversed all the way back up. We have a double break of the IB, as we would say right now, and we're trying to make new highs. Now we have a target wick at the top here. Session highs is 4080.7, and right now gold is trying to get up there. We'll see if it does it or not. And there's some really sweet targets above it. If we do get a breakout above that high, I'd be looking at that 0 DTE high vol level at 4090, that high vol level at 4095. That's kind of where gamma shifts intraday, and then the 0 DTE call resistance often acts like a magnet as well at 41 even. Now we got a long way to go to get there, but not really if you think about the percentages, right? We're only like 20 something dollars away from those milestones. Alternatively, on the downside here, we are trading above session. We are trading above session value right now, but we're in the RTH value area. So a little bit of a conflict there. You don't always see that in the two volume profiles. So keep an eye on that. On the downside, though, from a retracement point of view, we're nowhere near a 61.8% retracement. We'd have to get probably down to that RTH level here at 4062.1. But right now, it looks like buyers are in control of gold. Let's pivot over to the E-mini S&P. And it's off of my screen. Let the data populate here for a second. There we go. And I'll straighten these charts up. Kind of similar. We have a V-shaped recovery in progress right now. Right now we're back into the IB, but we only have a single break of the IB. That's on the downside. We haven't broke above the initial balance yet. And guess where the top is? R1. That's part of the daily pivot study. That's at 76.26. This market's targeting to that as we speak. We just crossed previous session's highs right now, and we're hitting that first standard deviation band of the session VWAP right now. So a close above that maybe could trigger some more buying to the upside. If we do start making new highs on the session, don't forget, JAX1, that big gamma level here is at 76.50, and one-day min is pretty close to 76.55. That's that Mentor Q expected range. Retracements can pull us back down to 7,600. We've been trading 7,600 or testing 7,600 for many days in a row here, and that is 0 DTE call resistance for today. That's this afternoon's Edge Report. We are ready to trade the close. And we have three fabulous young traders with us again. We have Jack Gleason, Tanja Trades, and Salma. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Well, before we get started here, we have to go around the table here. Jack, I'll start with you. England, Argentina.
I'm going to go with England just because who wants to see Argentina win after everything that's happened?
Okay. There's your analysis, folks, from Jack Gleason from Chicago. Tanja, what do you think?
Who I think will happen, or like who am I rooting for?
Whoa. So you might be rooting for the underdog, it sounds like.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it seems like that Jack says that he's hoping that's who he's rooting for. Yeah, I think probably Argentina will win. That's my prediction. I'm honestly like a neutral. Yeah.
All right, Salma.
We go England.
You're going England. Okay.
England.
All
Gotta
right.
go underdog.
All right. Well, don't forget, England has a player on his team with the last name of Kane. So I think I got to go with Kane. I'm just saying.
Harry Kane.
Any event, let's talk about the markets this afternoon and a very interesting day today. Jack, what are you thinking going into this afternoon session?
Sorry, was that to me?
Jack, yeah. Jack Gleason from Mom and Dad's Basement. Well, let's pivot over. We'll circle back to Jack. Tanja, what are you thinking?
What's up? This morning I caught shorts in NASDAQ to this sell side from Tuesday, like London lows. And I have this hourly zone that we bounced from very cleanly. And honestly, if we can keep momentum, I think that we can just completely come back above the daily open in the NASDAQ. Looks like 2 p.m. open, we've pretty much stayed above it and we're grinding higher and higher. So it seems to me that, I'm going to remain bullish, look for some bullish entries. How about you, Salma?
Pretty frustrating price action today. I was on stream with Tanja this morning, took a loss. I had my own solo stream, took a loss, and let's see what happens what happens
This is your
this
third
afternoon.
stream today?
Dude, I've just been back to back to back. It's been a long day, guys. And this price action has not been very helpful, but I did just go short 1 micro gold. I'm sorry, Jack, but to me, we are hitting resistance here. We are near not only high day, but also near Pax's quarterly pivot level at 78. So this is where I'd expect sellers to step in. So just testing the waters here, 1 micro short on gold, and then just targeting a however many points that is, 73 minus 58. Someone do the math, please. But 58 is my target on GC. And yeah, we'll see. As far as indices, nothing really too appealing to me. This V-shaped recovery, I don't understand it. I don't get it. If someone wants to explain it, please be my guest.
It just sounded good, Selma. It doesn't mean anything. We're back up. We're back up toward the highs, but third time's
I don't get it.
Third time's
I
a
don't
charm
understand.
on your trades.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Fingers
all right. Let's see if we
crossed.
got Jack back. Jack, you back?
Yeah, no, well, I'm good now. So I am long gold. Sorry, Salma.
No, you're good. You're up. You're big chilling right now.
Yeah, I'm big chilling right now. I definitely don't want to see us take about that, 40.65 area. If we can continue in this strength, it's been such a move out of gold and, just risk back on after this morning. I got a limit below at 7. The performing to the best of the upside. So I want to focus on the ES was leading to the upside yesterday and the YM is leading to the upside here today, NASDAQ to the downside here today. So I look at what was working yesterday and the ES was kind of working to the upside yesterday, and then what is working again here today, and that's the YM. So those are going to be my 2 indexes I'm focused long on. And then if we do start turning back weak again, I'm just going to gravitate right to the NASDAQ. That was the weaker market here this morning, kind of led us lower. But in the higher time frame, we're really still range bound in the indexes. And we just kind of got to the bottom of the range and really caught a bid here. But hoping mostly, my concentration right now is in gold, and I'm looking for a 40.94 here before the end of the day. And if we do get that, I'm expecting to look for continuation longs tomorrow again.
Very, very awesome. All right, you guys, before I dip in the chat, remember, folks, after the bell, stick around for Jared Tendler. It's going to be awesome. In the meantime, we are going to hand this off to these three very capable young traders, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, all right, all right.
Okay, Matthew McConaughey.
I wish. Oh man, you guys are doing the double stream duty. Saw that one in the morning, and then here we are again. I'm lucky me. I get to join you two. You guys are a tag team and duo, and I'm just the third wheel over here.
It's been a long day, Jack.
Wait, so you went at 11 a.m. to stream on your own?
Yeah, that's why I got off. I told you I
That's
had
so
to boogie.
funny.
So
Wait,
I
you
was
went
on stream.
You traded all day then today.
Well,
Damn.
yeah, I had a break, but yes.
When did you end it? When was your break? Like 1 to 1:45?
Nah, I got off at like 12,
Okay.
15-ish.
Okay.
Something like that. But yeah, so I was Jack. Me and Tanya got on stream 9:15. I was on with her till 10:45. Took a 10-minute break. Did my own solo stream at 11. Ran that till whatever 12:15-ish. And here I am back at it again at 2.
Yeah,
So
people can say anything, but they can't say you don't work hard.
no, they cannot. This is true. Cannot take that away from me, that's for sure.
Not take that away from you. Absolutely. Let's see if we finally get a little bit of a pullback here after an exhausting run up in the indexes. I got limits below at 76.0875 here in the ES, so hoping we can come down a bit. But yeah, I agree. This morning's action really, we were kind of doing nothing, and then man, we just lost the bed there.
And I still don't get it.
And then oil was an interesting trade again here today. I do think we're gonna pop back up to highs here in CL so much in that as well.
Oh, I see it's starting to move a bit.
What'd you guys do this morning while we were here? I saw Tanya, you had a nice short in NASDAQ.
Yeah, thankfully, it actually had some fall through to the downside. So that was good. But honestly, like today, what we even do, like it's such a huge range. And now, like ES on the 4-hour chart is crazy. Man, I just looked at that 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 4-hour candle, and it's nasty. So, yeah, I shorted NASDAQ at like 10:30 down to 29,545. And that was it. And yeah, like since then, we kind of bounced there a bit, and then like at noon we dropped down lower, deeper, and reversal. Kind of a lot going on. Pretty big ranges back and forth lately.
Yeah, this is, today's range is the biggest we've had, all week at least, intraday. I did catch that short at 12 o'clock in the NASDAQ, and I was a little early on the long, ended up stopping out. I think I stopped out low tick in the ES. So it was a little salty on that one, but
word.
That'll happen. I also had some divergence between the ES and the NQ on those lows, really pushing through the prior day's low in the NASDAQ, that intraday low, and not getting follow through in the ES. And, that was enough to, I guess people were caught short and ripped it right back to highs here in the ES, basically. I think we may get a new high of the day if this continues.
Sheesh. Yeah, it is hot outside because it's trader Mike Z says it's 98 degrees outside. Good day to be inside chilling. It's really hazy in New York because there's over 800 wildfires in Canada right now.
Whoa.
Crazy. The smoke is coming down to us as well. Hope anyone who's watching in Canada is all right.
Yeah, that happened a lot last year in Chicago. I'm like, what's going on in Canada? We'd have days of just that haze, and I'm sure you're experiencing in New York. Nothing right now, but yeah, keep those fires up there, guys. We got enough going on down here.
Oh boy, the smoke is crazy. Yeah, I remember a couple years ago,
Last year?
like the whole
What was
sky
last
was
year,
like
I think?
orange. What was last year? Yeah,
I think so, or the year before. But yeah, that
could
was
be.
pretty crazy.
I think it was like the whole sky was orange. We bounced off 2 p.m. open.
Gold pushing up still. Let's see here.
$1,000-kilometer area wildfire is crazy.
How many miles is that?
1,600. I don't know if it's square miles or not, but it's like 1,000. Wait, a mile is 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. So it's like 0.1 kilometer is like 0.6 miles. So I don't know.
Do some quick math.
60 like 600.
Calculator. I can't do that one in my head.
620 or something.
Let's see. I like this 52,890 level here in YM that's about to trade, but my YM chart's like frozen. Or my order is for some reason. It's gonna put an order in here in the YM.
What's your target, Jack, for gold?
4093, 4094 area. I'm assuming it does look like we're gonna take that overnight high and just looking for a little bit of a squeeze back up towards the highs of these ranges we've been in. But man, gold's really found a bottom around the 4K level. It's just been really, on the daily chart, it just seems to really be holding. And now today, like we're really getting that higher low on the daily chart. So just got long the YM as well.
Is that full position for you, or you already like took partials?
My risk was $500 on the trade, so this is full position. I'm all in, all out. I have not taken any partials. I've just been trailing here.
I like that.
Yeah, it was just, I do, normally I'm taking partials, but it was the trade location. And then on those lows, if you're looking at my screen, that yellow bar, we had that ATR reversal. And then that first low back into that around 1 o'clock is actually where I got long. And I was able to just put my stop below that low at the time and bring my risk to $500, which is, full position size for me is like a risk of $500. And just how big is my stop to calculate the contract size. So, but once we started to really get that breakout coming out of the lunchtime doldrums, we had multiple expansionary bars up that kind of gave me the confidence to hold the position. And luckily I was actually away from my desk. I initially had targets at 60, 59, 60 area, and then we got up there so quick I just dragged them higher.
I like it. I'd like it even more if we rejected here.
Throw another one on, maybe we will. Get the crowd to follow you.
No. 2 micros for me is like 1 too many on gold.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're in 10.
Well, my risk was $500 on entry, and now I'm locked in for $1,600. So I'm probably going to move that stop up here as soon as we get through these highs.
Oh, there's already 938 people signed up for the micro showdown. Wow. Cool.
Guys, if you haven't already, this is your sign.
Me, Salma, and Lumi will be going head to head.
But please, Monday price action, be good to us. Don't give me nothing like today. I beg, please.
Well, at least he had a two-sided trade today. It might have been tough, but like I agree this
Bro,
morning.
I was on the wrong side
expecting,
twice.
oh yeah, I was expecting a continuation off the open, a little higher. And we did have some bids initially, out of those that morning area. We just lost it, right around like, I don't know, guess depends on what market you're looking at, but
Yeah.
top
And
side.
initially I was short this morning and it looked really good. And then we got whatever news, Trump saying that like Iran wants to make a deal. And then I got stopped out and literally like whatever, 15 minutes goes by and we get the move that I was waiting for. So it was right idea, too early, wrong timing. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's just everything I did today was just not good. Happens.
Yeah. Yeah, this gold trade is making my day, personally. Sometimes it'd be like that though.
It do be like that, Jack.
Take a couple dingers, and you
Sometimes
just
you're just a little too early.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was tough. ES and NASDAQ were looking like two completely different like stories. Like ES was taking out highs, overnight highs, while NASDAQ was dripping lower at the open.
Yeah, I actually like the overnight price action. I bought the first pullback overnight in the ES and like caught some of that move up in Asia. That was a really nice continuation we had in Asia, and I was expecting something this morning, and yeah, they needed to wash it out. Even the Dow got all the way down through those overnight lows before making that bottom, and then yeah, whatever happened when we had those big expansionary bars around like 1 o'clock. I don't know. Was that the comments that you were referring to, Salma? Was that what happened at 1? I didn't see.
Wait, say that again? No.
Trump said something or
No. That was earlier in the morning. He said Iran called, wants to make a deal, and then we ripped higher, and then we rejected. But the V-shaped recovery, I believe he said something about how data centers are the future, and we've been ripping ever since. Could be something else, but that's what I saw.
No, I think you're right on that. I think that's
yeah, but like that's not the funny thing is like market knows that. That's nothing new. So for us to have however many points pump off the lows because he said that, what is that? Almost like a 50-point move on ES.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
50 points in gold too.
Yeah.
Dow 300.
Yeah.
Out of the basically. I don't got the NASDAQ on my screen right now, but I was hoping for a little bit of a deeper pullback into my trade there for my limit in the ES. Didn't get it though. So ES actually held better on that most recent pullback than the Dow did, but not that we broke structure or anything in the YM. Oil pumping here, getting back up to that intraday high. Are you still in gold, Salma?
Yeah. I mean, my stop is at 83. So
Okay.
if we pop above this 78 level that I have here, then I don't want to be in this. So the stops are tight.
Yeah. My stop there.
Tanya, someone in chat thinks you're from Miami.
Oh my God, what? Wow.
She sounds insulted.
It's kind of, yeah.
Because she's from New York.
You call me a scammer.
What?
No, Miami. It's just South Florida has always been
Oh, you said
associated.
you stay in Miami or NY. I don't know. It's that because I'm typically in Florida. So no, I'm in New York right now.
Let's go. Boom. There's the Papa highs in
Oh,
gold.
I got stopped out. I'm donezo. Trump talking about Iran again, Tracy says. Amazing.
Well,
He said, I don't like giving deadlines. What? Like, what?
but I don't like giving deadlines, but I have a deadline, by the
But
way.
all he does is give deadlines. What?
Headlines and deadlines, baby. That's what
Bro.
this market's called. Headlines and deadlines. It's NinjaTrader special segment. Headlines and deadlines.
Yeah, wow. Okay. GC's popping. There you go, Jack. They're gonna pay you.
Let's go. I hate to be boring, but man, if I can get that off, I might hit the chill button with you, unless we get something real interesting. I mean, I'll still be in my YM.
Wait, you got into YM as well?
Yeah, I'm long right here, 52,900 area. Stops 52,850. Targets are basically 53,000 and 52,032. Looking for a continuation into the close.
Nice, nice, nice.
So one of the things I like to do is like when we do pop a high, do my little timer. So I'm just gonna set it, even though I'm like 5 minutes late on that. We just popped that high, so I do want to see my long target hit in this 25-minute period. That'll tell me that shorts are really getting squeezed out as we break through high of the day. That's really good. I really like that price action. We come all the way back down the range, rocket to the upside. Makes me feel safe and cozy.
Honestly, I'm really tempted to try just Nasdaq longs. So I think I'll try it versus the 2 p.m. open essentially. Because I think that we could have some fall through. I'm looking at all the time frames. I think we could have it. So I'm gonna buy the Nasdaq here. All right.
Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Godspeed.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Go. Dow pumping now.
I'm going off base the 5-minute OBs, FEG. So my stops where this is two down closed candles, FEG and 2 p.m. open would fail. So that's what my thought process is. Yeah, apparently Trump is talking about there's a deal of Iran in the making. Yeah.
He said they better behave. Oh my goodness.
My mom used to say that to me.
God.
You better behave.
And then here is another piece of news. The US has explored the possibility of an air assault on Cuba. Okay.
Oh no, not the hotels. They're gonna get rid of all
Really?
the cars. You guys ever been to Cuba? Why do I feel like Tanya's been to Cuba?
Tanya's what?
Been to Cuba.
No. Nah. Nope. No. You can't even nah, you have to like get there in a roundabout way anyway.
Oh really? I thought they like had a tourist visa for a while. Maybe that ended. recently.
You have
But
to go like through like Mexico or something. I don't know.
gotta go to Venezuela first. All right, I do want to see gold stay above 70 here, so I'm gonna move my stop up again.
Wow, there's someone in chat saying this is their all-time favorite price action.
Wow.
At least someone
Good.
is enjoying this.
All time, eh? How long have you been trading?
This is your favorite type of price action? You sure about that?
Must be having a good. Must be having a good day. Hit the short, hit the
Yeah.
long. I mean,
Naz.
some days you get lucky on both sides.
That's true.
If you hit the short and the long today from highs and lows, good for you. I know somebody did. Somebody's always got, prime position when there's, 600-700 people watching. Someone's always nailing it.
Well, now you got people in chat saying, what's there not to like? Really, really, Blue Shark, do you have all day? Because I can start naming stuff.
I didn't like getting stopped out to the tick on a low in ES. I'll tell you that, but everything else is fine. It's all right. It's not horrible for me, but it's not the best.
Shapcap says, go ahead, Salma vet. No, I'm good. I'm good, guys. I think everybody knows how I feel about this day.
I'm ready to listen when you're ready.
No.
Just complain. I'm ready to listen.
Not happening.
Mm-hmm.
All ears.
We're ready. The mic is yours.
Therapy session with Salma.
I might have to talk to Jared Tendler after this. I'm just joking, guys.
I enjoyed your session with Jared.
Yeah, me too. I was very honest and open.
That's good.
Barack is obsessed with my hair. Just say you can't grow hair the way I grow hair. How about that?
Isn't it something like only 8% of the
Was
world
that a
has?
compliment?
No, I think he's not trying to compliment.
Oh, rude.
Sounds like a compliment to me. Obsessed with your hair? How could that be an insult?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I guess having like a black chair doesn't help. Like having black hair and a black chair.
Yeah. Probably not.
Can't tell where it ends and where it begins.
Yep.
Looking like Rapunzel over there.
Yep. Sup guys, Salma live stream marathon today. Yeah, I've been nonstop. Might as well do an Asia stream later today, guys.
Oh my God.
Might as well keep it
No
going.
sleep. Team no sleep, Salma.
Sometimes
Just joking, I can't.
Not talking. I'll just leave my orders up.
But I can't. You guys seen me like move around in my chair. I can't sit still. My back's killing me from being at the desk all day.
You know what? I think we should do a segment on desk stretches for traders. Get like I don't know, what would it be, like a chiropractor or like a...
Bro, I would love for something like that.
I would watch. I'm like, what do I need to be doing here? Just like one of these.
Now we're slipping back down at 2 p.m. open. Let's see. It's gonna get there.
Yeah. I got
But this is how they bait you. This feels like bait. Every time there's a setup, nope. Doesn't work.
It's kind of very jaded.
No, it might be. Today really got on my nerves.
Working too hard.
Working too long. Too hard, yeah. Gotta chill with the stream of marathons. Especially on a day that you don't price action you don't like. But it's hard if you already had it scheduled.
Exactly.
You have responsibility.
Exactly. Tracy, who else are we attacking next? We got Iran, Cuba. Who else is on the list?
Gosh.
Hopefully not Wisconsin, because I'm up here right now.
Bro.
They off Wisconsin.
What?
They're coming for the cheese.
Why are you in Wisconsin? Wait, you did say you were going to be
Wait,
in
you're in
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin right now?
Yeah, I'm in my parents' home. I'm in my mom's basement. Well, my mom and my
That's
dad.
cute.
Wait,
Yeah.
so you're originally from Wisconsin?
No, my parents just live up here. I'm from
Oh, okay.
but yeah, they spend
You're
their
from
summer-
where?
Illinois.
Illinois. Okay.
Suburb. People were asking me all sorts of weird questions in the chat yesterday, and I was getting trolled that I was like giving away my it's like, what's your high school mascot? It's like, well, I gotta stop telling people this.
Guys, if you want to know anything about his high school experience, he went to school with a very, very, very famous basketball player who just won the finals, who happened to be the captain of the team that just won the finals.
Jalen Brunson, baby.
Oh, wow. Honestly, I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say High School Musical.
No, they went to the
When you
same
were
high school.
saying the basketball player, I was like, oh, wait, didn't they shoot that in the Midwest?
Probably.
Jack sat in the same desk as Brunson, just a couple years apart.
Yeah. I played ball a few times, so big deal,
No, that's so cool. Chat, is this bait? Yeah, Luke, wait, Jack, you graduated high school and then Brunson?
Yeah, I am older than him. But my neighbor was on the basketball team, and so he'd always be over there playing. Like literally my next door neighbor. He's his age. He's my brother's age.
Oh, Ryan says that Brunson was so nice in high school. My high school played him and he gave us the business.
Oh.
All right, so that's pretty cool.
Giving everybody the business. Oh, come on, continue. Let's see.
Stopped right before my stop loss, so I'm like kind of interested to see what this does here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get out of my
Popped
line.
up a little bit. I probably will end up getting out of it, but we'll see.
I just took my YM off for, I don't know, 10 or so points.
And wait, really close. And yeah, I'm out of that.
Yeah,
Oh, no harm, no foul. We're back below 2 p.m. open. Interesting. Let's see here. We could not do much there.
Yeah. I want to see us back at 0975 in the ES. Oh, sometimes when I have like two index positions on, like we just kind of failed from that high. You see the MQs breaking down, that I'll just get out of my currently in and then reload the one that I've got a limit on.
Yeah, I mean that 5 minute was looking good. So just wanted to get part of it in case it wanted to just keep going up like crazy like it did. From what was that? 12:40. So how long were we going up for? 1 hour 40 minutes. Okay.
Focus extreme. If you need gold to drop, so be it, brother. If I get taken out, I'll be up pretty good anyway. So I'm okay with it.
Wait, Salma, are you still in your gold shorts?
No, I got stopped out.
Oh, okay. Yes, this is a hard market. Let's see.
Maybe I'll look to re-enter, but really not. I don't want to. I feel I should just accept defeat today. Call it a day, come back tomorrow. Come back during Asia, I mean.
Tomorrow is just a new bell for us. It's not actually like 12 o'clock, it's 6.
Yeah.
What is tomorrow?
It's tomorrow starts at 6
p.m. tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So her saying she's coming back tomorrow just literally means
a couple hours.
Yeah. All right, 74.5 is where I want to see a bid here in GC. So we're coming right into that 74.5. Also coming into my 0975 here in the ES. Give me that, Phil.
Or maybe if we pop back up to 78, GC shorts could be good.
Oh, I must have had a resting order in the YM too, because I picked that up there too.
Wait, what happened?
I had an order I forgot to cancel in YM.
Oh,
I was going to put a stop in there. Yeah. 09 to 07s here in ES is where I want to see this. I just got long ES. Set my timer for my ES entry. That's why this gold did not do what I wanted it to do on those highs. Just swept those highs, and if we don't hold here, I would think we get all the way. I don't know. Oh, what was that?
Probably another
a
Trump
lot of
statement.
volatility. It's definitely a headline.
What's that show? It's like Deal or No Deal.
It's called Deal or No Deal.
Okay, that would make sense, to be honest.
With Howie Mandel.
That's
Yeah.
that's
I used to watch that when I was a kid on Sundays.
that's what this market is like, just a deal or no deal. It's like a game. All right, here. Stop at 03s for ES. That candle needs reversed. I don't really see anything of why that move was yet. Just was like an increase in rotation there.
Decent spot. I think if ES holds above like midnight open, it's bouncing on midnight open and the weekly open right now. If it does that, then like we can see another pushback higher.
Yeah.
That's what I'm eyeballing. So I want it to hold like 76.07.
Yep. I like 07s too. We expanded at 145 New York time, and kind of the low of that 140 candle is 102, 102-ish. 102, 103 is the open. I hate to see us get back below where we were expanding higher, so it's definitely important for me as well.
It said sell soup cooking. What does that mean? Whose podcast? Oh, Howie Mandel has a hilarious podcast. I have no idea.
Only so many podcasts I can listen to. Howie Mundell is not high on that list.
Oof, we're below that midnight open, weekly open for ES right now. Yeah, I kind of stopped listening to podcasts recently. I don't know. It's too many of them. Everybody has a podcast nowadays. I mean,
A
Dua
lot
Lipa has a podcast.
Does she? It's like the
She has
same
a book
guest
club.
rotation. Book club.
Hmm. U.S. officials commenting that case for escalating Iran is strengthening. Okay, so it's recent U.S. airstrikes on recent U.S. strikes on Iran are strengthening options for potential U.S. escalation. 3 U.S. officials said that as well.
Taken out of my ES here at 03s and my trail in the.
Oh, they really dumped it.
Yeah, more Iran news.
Yes. Oh, there's been nothing in the middle. That's, it's like that move down and then that move up. So I'm kind of afraid to buy a pullback once we make this turn. I don't know. The only thing I got right now is a 52.816 in the YM.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, Salma.
Oh, thank you. I need to go do a stretch dine here.
Did you get your coffee today?
Yeah, already drank my coffee. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's true. What was it?
Kiras.
Serial biller, yeah.
Kira says, I'm having big issue of getting out too early of profitable trades. All right, some people might disagree here, but if you're somewhat new to trading, then you need to just understand that your job as a trader is to catch a piece of the pie. It's not to catch the whole move. So the fact that you are green on a trade, that's a good thing. Maybe, once you can consistently keep doing that, then you can start to expand on other things like, leaving a runner and allowing that to run further than what you normally would exit at. So if you're still new, getting out too early is not an issue, in my opinion. You'll never.
There was a headline about Tracy says that the headlines on Cuba started in the U.S. military planners.
I told you.
Possibility of a Cuba raid.
Dude, no way they're raid Cuba.
I mean, they raided Venezuela.
Yeah, what's stopping them
Well,
from
that's
doing
just
that?
to take out one guy. I bet they might take out one guy.
The
But, like,
president.
they might do the same to Cuba too. I don't know.
Not just some random guy though. The president. We really just went in, snatched the president, and left.
True.
I mean, it's questionable whether to call him president. He was like illegitimate elections. Regime leader.
Well, whatever. You can just call a leader.
I am your leader.
Jack. Yeah, range coach. Hope that helps somebody. I hope it resonates.
Yeah, if you're still just starting out, like just try to have them just if you take 3 micros and peel off 2 of them and then keep 1 on as a runner, and then from that you'll be able to maybe catch more movement, or you got to keep trailing it, and you're not going to know how you like to trail your stops anyway until you try it out. So if you have some multiple contracts, it gives you way more flexibility. But if you only have like one contract, two contracts, then you just have to go for your first target, honestly.
Yeah.
Because if your trade's working out, you should be paying yourself. So don't feel bad about your trade working out.
The other thing too is like when you have that mentality of I take profit too early, you start to also feel like you've got FOMO when the move continues to go without you. You got to just remind yourself that the market is open every single day, right? Like every single day of the week. And there is opportunity for the most part every single day. You might miss out on something today. You just got to stay composed so that you can come back tomorrow and catch it tomorrow. It's very simple. Yoda, I feel like XY right now. This is like stuff XY would answer.
XY is Unk. Someone asked if I was Unk. What the bruh? I'm not even 30. You can't call me Unk.
I am on this show.
Salma, what do you find yourself trading the most in Asia? Gold. Recently, it's been gold.
I'm getting saved by a few ticks here so far in my GC stop. Don't know how long for. So I'm going.
Yeah, GC right now approaching the 90 MA on the 15-minute.
Yeah, I'm looking for that thing to come back to like that 40.56 area in gold right now. So
I have this to be the area where buyers should step in.
in gold.
Yeah, like if they
I gotta
don't,
keep
then
knocking, don't worry.
if they don't, we can see. I mean, the hourly looks really bad here. We could see much lower, go back down to 50-ish. We got a minute left on this hourly candle.
Yeah, I just put my order at 56.2 here in gold if we continue to dump another 10 points.
See how hourly looks on everything else too. Wow, NQ cannot get above the 9 EMA and the hourly every time. Just selling off from there.
Tanya, I don't think you saw my tweet, but I tweeted you a picture of a bald eagle.
I saw that.
Oh wait, where?
What kind of bird is this?
Wait, where? When?
It was like 2 days ago or like maybe Monday.
Don't you love how Tanya acts Hollywood? Dude, I send
Yeah.
her reels all the time. She doesn't even like
200
open them or
notifications.
reply back.
Yo, she's
What?
famous. I am amongst a famous person.
It's all right,
What
Jack.
reels do you send me? On text or on like Instagram?
Bro, I sent you reels on Twitter.
Oh, you send me stuff on Twitter. Yeah, I don't respond to it.
Yeah, but it's always like, so I'll watch like a quick video or something that someone posts and Tanya's in it. So I sent it to her so that she could see people are posting about her.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah.
And I get no response back.
Reply. Oh man, it's like, you reply in your head and then you realize you don't reply.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't reply.
I get that.
I don't get that. That I don't understand.
You never do things that you think you do.
Because you're glued to your phone, Salma, that's why.
Not glued to it. It's just my whole business and my life is through my phone. This is my
You
livelihood.
could take a few hours off.
Nah,
You don't have to be streaming.
I'm not gonna
24/7.
stop trying to convince me to buy the brick.
I'm not even trying to convince you. I know you would never.
Bro, never. I'll go back home to unbrick the phone. No way.
Unbreak my heart.
Jack, do you know what the brick is?
The break.
The
Brick.
brick, like a brick.
I mean, I know what a brick is.
Oh, no. So it's some sort of, I don't even know what it looks like or anything like that, but Tanya has one. Okay. And apparently you can lock yourself out of your phone. Like you can lock yourself out of specific apps and stuff that you don't want to be.
Yes, I do know what this is.
Yeah. And then
So
you, like, need to
she'll
scan
break
it.
out of all of these apps and all these things, and then she'll leave her house.
Yeah.
And now she's stuck, can't even get
Yeah.
into these
Wait,
things.
hold on, Tanya. Are you telling me you live in the real world?
Exactly, bro. Yeah, and then you
What's
could go
that
outside,
like?
take a walk, not think
No.
about, oh, maybe I should take this picture for Instagram or something. Like, go
You still
enjoy the
do that.
sunset
You still do
yourself.
that. You just post it later.
I do. So then I don't get glued, sucked in my phone, like on a notification or someone else, sending me a reel when I'm outside watching the sunset.
I like it. I'm gonna give myself a brick now.
Well, go
Yeah,
for it,
exactly.
please. You guys, I couldn't.
That's not a subscription, is it? It's just like a one time.
No, it's just like, it's like a 3D printed little piece of like plastic, and then it's like an Apple Pay. You just scan your phone to it, essentially.
Smart Chuck, Financial Juice on Twitter, and Walter Bloomberg. Walter Bloomberg will give you real-time news. It's just probably like 15 seconds or something like that delayed. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, brick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting.
Got my little sister one as well.
Bro, if someone bought that for me, I'd be so pissed.
Birthday present. Yeah.
No, I'd be so mad.
He's a winter baby, so got
I'm
time.
happy with you, Tanya. Imagine just enjoying the world.
No,
Yeah.
I'd be so livid.
No.
Can't
I'm gonna
believe you
brick-
spent your money on this.
Brick myself out of trading apps so I can know what it's like to look up.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're essentially like the middle of the range of the push, like a push up during the lunchtime. We're not even in the middle of it. Yeah, we're still in a premium of it. Yeah, I would have liked it better if we stayed momentum, and then we could have squeezed higher, but now I don't really know. I don't have an idea whether I want a long or short. I'm kind of neutral here.
All right, I think
we're
I'm gonna
probably
try
gonna
one more
consolidate.
short.
What'd you say?
So I think I'm gonna try one more short GC.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just went long. The really
You
tight
went long
stop.
GC?
Yeah, the really tight stop.
Yeah, just this hourly is telling me we might curl over and drop. So just gonna take the setup that I see, and whatever happens, happens.
That's what you gotta do.
Oh my gosh, they're already fighting. Oh my gosh. England and Argentina are already fighting.
Yeah.
They're like want to beat each other up on the pitch.
Is a game going on right now?
Yeah. It's only 3 minutes in. Someone has 15K on Argentina. Luke, why are you betting? Why are you sports betting that much?
Bro, go ask Jim how much he has on the game.
$10. Jim's betting the house.
BB Big Lib 123 Big Jib 123 says, I need my phone. I like playing Connections. Bro, Connections takes like what, 5 minutes to play. It's a good game though.
Anybody do the wordle of the day today? Don't ruin it. Just
They're gonna
asking.
ruin. They're gonna ruin it. Don't
I
ask him.
was trying to figure it out before I got on stream.
When do you do it then? Morning, afternoon?
Whenever I've got time.
Okay. I like doing the crossword every day. Pretty much almost every day.
You do the paper one.
I like the paper ones, but now I do it on the phone mostly. My brother, that's what I got for Christmas. I asked for like a crossword book, like a book of crossword puzzles.
You're an easy person to buy Christmas gifts for, aren't you?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to shop for
It's
me. I'll
just
tell him what he just goes like, my brother's just like, what do you want? Send me a link.
no surprises there.
Nope. Get smoked. Potential long Tanya V ship. I mean, I see that on the 5 or whatever, but honestly, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could consolidate. Let me see what the last couple minutes look like here. Interesting.
The only thing I'm confident in is the Dow at 52,816. Other than that, then I just don't want to touch these.
The Dow for what? For upside?
52,816. It's the halfway back from the low, and the Dow's been trending the most on my scan. So I'll gravitate towards a market that's trending the most and just buy the 50% retracement of any like expansionary move. And it's also kind of where we broke out of.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. What are the for the competition you guys are doing? Do you guys have the markets and sizes? What's the
Yeah, I can tell you if you give me a sec.
Yeah, it's the link is pinned in the chat, you guys, if you want to join.
Okay.
Let's see right here. It's micro S&P position limit max is 8. Micro NASDAQ position limit max is 3. So now they actually, I like that it's like appropriate leverage because, you know, if you have 3 MES and max 3 MNQ, you know, if you're an MES trader, then you have less leverage that way. So I'm happy. I asked them to increase the MES there.
Okay, I like that too.
Mhm.
That's been all of our requests is just equal notional value.
And you can have MCL, micro crude oil, max of 2. Micro Russell, max position size is 5, and micro gold, max position 3. So it's a lot.
I asked for the
Gold.
Russell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Rusty needs some love. Jack, you're gonna join the competition?
Sure.
That didn't sound too convincing.
The hard thing is just when I'm trading like my own account, like you know, like the sizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like you know, it's kind of like a waste of my day, to be honest.
It's just for fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's only just, I mean, I could be totally wrong on this. Oh, never mind. It's from 9:30 to 5, but we do stream just the first 2 hours. We stream 9:30 to 11.
a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Yep. Barack, sign up. It's pinned in the chat. Yeah, I agree. Somebody who said Jackson Tyler says, I think that the high and the low of the day are for sure in, so wouldn't be sure what to play for. Yeah, it's really tough.
Solid analysis. Got 50 minutes left for the cash flows. Salma, was there any unusual activity on that IBM earnings?
On IBM?
Yeah, before the 25% drop.
Wait, I think there was. Hold on.
Gosh, I mean, I looked at what those options were up the other day. I was like, oof. Not that I really trade that stuff, but I always like to look. It's like, you know, looking at a toy you're not going to buy kind of thing. Like, man, if I was in that for $5,000, I'd be up $250,000. But you'd never be in it for $5,000. So
flow wise, there wasn't. but I think, let me see if I posted it. Hold on before. Yeah, there was a dark pool transaction in IBM on July 9th for 1.3 billion. And that is very large in comparison to like what IBM usually gets. And that was at 295.30 a share. So let me see. Let's pull up an IBM chart. Can't type today. It was at 295.30. That's literally almost marked the top right before the drop. So yeah, somebody knew.
What an absolute crush.
They knew.
I think that was it. IBM's worst day in however long. I mean, very long
Yeah.
time. IBM doesn't move like that. Oh man, it's at lows of the year today.
So now the real question is this, Jack. Is this an opportunity to buy IBM long term, or are you going to be someone who buys it and you're kind of stuck in the same boat as all those United Healthcare bag holders? So all those bag holders on UNH have been waiting for however long. How long's it been? Let me see.
Oh, there was a nice pop in UNH. I don't know where it's
Yeah.
at right now. I mean, we're up lows 240, 225 area. We're up at 400. So
Right, but see how much like where we dropped from? That was last year April. Was that last year April when that shooting happened?
well, there was also an investigation into them
I
as
thought it was
well.
like January or something. It
Wait,
was cold outside.
Did that
Okay,
guy
well,
ever-
whatever. From the highs, we dropped like $400 a share, which is insanity. And then people held we just moved sideways from May of 2025 up until April of this year. So you've got almost a year of just sideways action, people just holding on for, dear life. But yeah, I don't know if IBM will be the same or if we actually get movement quicker than that. I know Trump has spoken about IBM numerous times.
I've
trying to
heard
pump
that
up.
they have a lot of the patents related to quantum computing. So like whenever that becomes a big thing, they're really going to be able to take advantage of it because their patent book is so deep. YM coming up here the best out of these lows so far. Oh, I missed my limit. They missed me.
The big drop was for DOJ investigation. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so YM proven again.
Who is Luigi?
It's Mario's brother,
Oh, the United Healthcare one.
Bro. Mario's brother. Really, Jack?
isn't it? Yeah. What's going on with that case? They get that guy? Is he in jail? Or is he
What's going on with what?
the Luigi case, the guy that shot him?
The what case?
The guy who shot the United Healthcare CEO.
Oh, that's going to
His
trial.
name's Luigi.
Oh, yeah. That's been going to trial for a bit now. Trial's active.
Trump is still speaking.
Trump reiterates defense companies should not do buybacks. Interesting.
With our money, with our tax.
That's weird. That's a weird statement, yeah.
Well, it's just because the federal government is the one who basically funds them all. It's just doesn't seem like they're any good at replacing the stockpiles of the weapons they build anyway. Yes. IBM dropped on earnings. All right. are you going to hold here, gold? Been kind of hanging out at my entry for a bit. YM going right back up, man. I'll tell you what, though, my limit at 52,816 will be valid overnight as well if it doesn't trade here. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean, I thought IBM dropped on earnings. I don't know why it would go down 25% without earnings, but maybe they made a pre-earnings announcement. You're right. I do see that earnings is next week, but so maybe I'm wrong on that. I thought it was earnings.
So the news saying that the U.S. military at 3 p.m. Eastern launched operations for a second wave of strikes today against Iran. Okay, so 15 minutes ago. Okay, and Trump is speaking at a Pennsylvania Defense and Innovation Summit. So that's where we're getting those headlines from.
I had says stock plummeted Tuesday after preliminary second quarter earnings, but yeah, I'm showing. I don't know if they announced it earlier. I'm not exactly sure. Here we go on gold.
Trump said oil price will yo-yo for a while. And he said, I think inflation at the year end will be lower than it is now. And that he wants interest rates to go down. It is better to pause rates than to raise them.
All right, looks like I'm not gonna get my entry on gold.
Looks like this dried up over the last few minutes here.
Definitely a mixed bag here on the indexes. Maybe I'll. That's why I might be a little more aggressive than my current bid.
Trump is on Fox right now. Oh, okay. Man, you know that the market's kind of bled when Jack is in zero positions.
I got limit.
At the moment. Jack's always in a position. Or 4 of them.
Trying to get something. But
that was a really sick trade on gold.
Thank you.
Yeah. You got any more of those sick trades?
Tell you what, if we get back down to 40-45, I'll look at gold again. But I know right here it's very whippy. So like the way I'm looking at gold right now, it's just the bottom. Like this morning where we rallied from was kind of like the bottom of the overnight range, and then I'm kind of looking like the range we broke out of. So if we get down to 40-45, I just set an alert there. I have a software that will text my phone if alerts go off because I'm not always at my desk, or I should just have Salma take care of it because she's always at her desk.
Hire me.
Hire me.
Let me know.
Let me know. We could work together as a team.
Why not?
I did just put my only limit that I really have out here that potentially trade is 52,878. I'm going to be a little more aggressive than I was before, just because this reaction out of the low. Just once again, like I said, my scanner is showing YM as being the strongest market here today, and you can kind of see that in the most recent bounce. And Nasdaq is the weakest. Let's look at that sucker. So this is what it looks like. I got to roll that silver contract. That is
NASDAQ rolling over.
Yeah, so is gold. Just wanted slightly a bit higher and couldn't get it.
Trump says Iran wants to meet.
Oh my God.
Iran's mayor says 3 explosions heard in Iran's Chabahar.
Chabahar.
Yeah, it's like the name of the city or something.
Definitely thought it was a Star Wars character.
And then, yeah, Trump is done with Fox. He said, I wish I could use tariffs faster. That's what he said. Okay. So NASDAQ just took out the previous hourly low. Or like the previous, yeah. 258 low. ES, not there yet, but chugging along. Yeah, Trump said that earlier, not just now. Yeah, he said it before he was finished on Fox. All right, but he said that Iran wants to meet like a few 2 minutes ago. Yeah, 1 minute ago. Do you think is he going to start talking somewhere else now? Hmm.
GC's really going for it, huh? Chat, you guys in anything? Crude. I traded all my accounts. Short NQ. Okay, nice. Everybody's short. I like it. YM longs.
Someone here's prediction markets betting. Cat's Thought says, I'm in Kalshi for next time we hear that Iran calls US begging for a deal. Okay. Oh, I can't imagine trading prediction markets.
I do enough trading, personally.
Yeah.
I don't need another thing
So
to
do you
trade.
sports betting, Jack? I feel like you're the type.
No, I don't watch sports.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I'll turn on a U.S. World Cup game, but I just feel like I look at a screen enough. It's not, maybe in the background at like if
Living
I'm
in
out.
the real world.
You need a
Yeah.
brick.
Yeah, I need a brick. That's I like to say bread and circus. Got to keep the people entertained.
Hmm? Hmm.
I also think below 7,600 ES is good for shorts. Hourly looks good for lower. But we only have, 33 minutes left?
Yeah, we're about halfway through the hourly candle.
Yeah. Mr. Josh Blanham, you're funny as hell. Yeah, by the way, guys, just because we leave at 4 doesn't mean the show is ending. From 4 to 5, you've got Retail Therapy with Jared Tendler. Everyone should stick around for that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll definitely gain something from it. And then you should go ahead. What, Jack?
I just said that's the cheapest therapy lesson you're going to get. Free
Yeah.
99.
Free 99, exactly. You can also check out the link that they just posted in chat, the Survey Monkey link, and you can actually sign up to potentially participate and do a live coaching segment with Jared Tendler on the stream here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did it. I think, Tanya, you've done one, right? Have you done one? Who's done one? Stowe?
No.
Stowe did one.
Yes, though.
And then I don't know who else, but you guys should put in for it. Let's go.
Here to help. Jared's here to help you the most.
Yeah, 100%.
Personal. It's really your only opportunity right now that we're offering where you get to, come on, get dissected in a good way and get over your hurdles because we all got them.
Bro, Captain Crunch, you've said not financial advice like 10 times. We know it's not financial advice. You don't have to keep saying it.
I'm actually
You're fine.
sorry. It is financial advice.
Yeah, the more you say it, the more it's feeling like it might be.
Like it sounded like advice now.
It's okay. I don't think anyone's gonna sue some guy named Captain Crunch 26 on YouTube. You're fine. You're good, dude. Don't worry about it.
Wait till we get to
just chill.
That's also not financial advice coming from her, so
Bro, it would kill me if someone changed their name on YouTube to like FBI or something, and then they just tag Captain Crunch like we're coming after you. It'd be hilarious.
Like the stream.
I'm buying NASDAQ to see if it's gonna reverse.
We're bottoming. Swept that low divergence in the ES there.
Yeah, exactly. And I like this little push up higher.
Big Teflon says, why are you guys all using TradingView on the NinjaTrader stream? Well, I think Jack and Tanya are both on NinjaTrader. I am the only one on TradingView.
You might be watching the channel.
Yeah, and that's because I'm on a MacBook, so.
I have never used TradingView.
So cool, Jack.
No, you know what? It's not about being cool. It's just like I came along before that was even a company, and I learned on a different software, and then I migrated.
This is good. See if
I
we
mean,
pop up here.
the
Tanya
tool-
flips between both.
Yeah. I mean, I think it, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've looked at the software, but I'm saying I've never really used it to trade.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
Guys, let's
stocks.
pump up those likes.
Oh, just missed my fill again in the YM. Come on. That's how I know it's working, because I just keep getting close and no cigar.
You know what they say, Jack? Even the best fall down sometimes.
Even the wrong words seem to rhyme. Even the best fall down sometimes. Wow, I'm clipped for that.
No, I think that was Austin backstage. Was that a clip?
Sounded like me.
Oh, that was Jack. Oh my God, that sounded like Austin.
Okay. Nice. It's got a partial fill in the YM. Sick. Okay. Partial fill in my YM, which means it'll probably work. Don't give me the full lot. Kind of does sound like Austin.
I need to hear that again.
I'm sure they could send you the audio file and you could play it when you're feeling down.
No, I'm good, thanks. I appreciate the offer.
fall down sometimes.
Okay, now that sounds like you. Okay. At first I'm like, yo, Austin, that was so quick.
Bah.
What the hell? What the frick is happening?
Oh my God, that's
Here
a
we
big
go.
pop.
Yeah, what is happening is right.
All right. I basically got stop break even there.
GC starting to move here.
Damn. The stop like a tick before. I should have eyed ES there, but whatever. Stop was break even.
This is getting sloppy and choppy.
Damn. Hmm.
Trump leans towards expanding military operations in Iran. How many times can a guy change his mind?
All right.
More than any girl, apparently. All right. Why am I holding up here?
All right. If I got that was a headline, I'm fine with that, but that's probably all it for me.
I took crude off my screen. Oh yeah, crude popping. Oh,
Captain Crunch, he told us to go long crude.
not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
Uh-oh. Not
But
again.
he told us. And GC is now at its 9 EMA on the hourly. I could see us dropping to like another 3 points or so here before we start to base. Don't fade the Captain Crunch hunch. I like that, Cooper.
I don't trust those lows from ES. I think that will probably gonna end up dropping. ES took out the like 3 p.m. high there. It's a little consolidation high. Nasdaq didn't. So now we have two divergences, which I hate. I'm not interested in going back along for Nasdaq.
I was probably going to come back to my original entry I wanted in the YM, unfortunately, which was, what did I say, was 52.818, I think.
Wait, what? Expanded U.S. efforts in Iran could include ground forces. Trump discussed seizing, I don't know.
Park Island.
Yeah, in a meeting yesterday. What is happening?
Let me know when you
Trump
find
hasn't
out.
made a final decision on Iran. Okay, great.
Wants to make sure, everyone's in position. Oh boy.
All right, well, I'm into
Damn, NQ really decided to drop like, what was it, 50 points there? Stop me out, break even before it stopped. Oh, how close did it get to that first high? 68. 3 ticks away from the first little partial. Whatever. Keep getting headline tape bombs.
I got targets in oil up at like 82.70.
Trump just said Iran wants to settle so badly.
That is the 50% retracement from the low of the day in gold there at 40.56, where I bought.
How long are you gonna hold those trades for, Jack?
Into the close, I'm not going to carry them. I mean, we'll see what happens. My targets are a little wide on gold for us to have what my settings are here. Do you think I can get this YM off? If any market's going to get back to highs, it's the YM. Out of the indexes, it's just holding the best in its range here. And may get that first target off here shortly. I'm gonna move some things around, tighten this gold up, and
Yeah, like this would be the area where I would want to see buyers step into on GC. That's a good shot.
yeah, it's just like a time. I'd rather take this trade in Asia. We'll see, just because there's not a whole lot of time left, but
Now we just completely took back that drop from 332. Damn. I stand in solidarity with everyone else that got stopped out on that candle. Or trailed in break even profit, whatever. Damn.
Hopefully get my first target off here and or NAS or YM. What am I talking about?
Yeah, Chi-Town LP is with me on the NQ fiasco. Feel you. Yeah, 5 minute there. We had that nice little wick here at 325, and I was thinking, okay, the hourly is probably going to end up looking more green, which now it is. But first, I had to drop all the way to like the open again, or below the open of the hourly. Boo. See what happens here. I have like a level at 686 for NASDAQ.
Maybe shorts can work during Asia. Just got to see how we close by 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd want to see us like back into like 29,850 in the NQ to like 950 to short. I don't want to short this mid-range stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'd short I'd want to get short pops as opposed to like anything here. I mean, we just do seem to be reverting back, whether we're going lower first and then moving back up. And like today we opened up at the higher end of the range and moved back lower, but like anything mid-range, I'm a little skittish on. But yeah, 850s would take us back into like the area we broke down from this morning. It seems to be a pretty good bid in this gold location at the halfway back long for the day. So we'll see if we get a continuation there. Look at my scanner. See what's strong and weak today for the RTH session. Currencies, a lot of currencies are strong. But yeah, Dow is the strongest. NASDAQ's been the weakest for my scan. And let's look at the full session here. Yeah, YM and ES. YM and ES leading. Actually, ES leading on the full session. Nothing too impressive, though. All right, got my first target off in the Dow.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you, Kat. Preliminary. So they dropped their warning before. That's how you know it's a big miss, when they tell you before. VIX is on lows of the day here. Down. That's what's kind of interesting, actually, is the VIX futures contracts are down 4.6%. And the indexes are also like really not showing that. So one of them's telling the truth. One of them's not.
What do we think?
I think the VIX is telling the truth, and I think we're going to rally. If there's more fear in the market, the VIX would not be down 4% here today.
Yeah, only 15 minutes left until the end of the day. We have got algo time in 5 minutes. Oof. I think we'll pop up more during algo time.
I do.
I think it's very possible.
Just a quick jammer. Yesterday was some selling in algo time, wasn't it? Kind of close on those lows.
No, barely. Yesterday's movement was there was no movement.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything to write home about for sure.
Yesterday could have been an email. We could have just had the market closed.
Move this gold target down here. I'll tell you what, though, I will be limiting the ES is at 75, 99, 75 after hours is my Asia trade.
Wait, what is it?
75, 99, 75 will be my Asia limit in ES. It's just right below the most recent low.
To go long.
To go long, correct.
Yeah, 7,600 is a major level that I've been watching for like the past 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
So yeah, I would have to agree with you there.
Do it together. And then
No.
you can tell me when it trades because I'll be bricked off my trading apps.
Okay, deal. Hire me.
Done.
Guys, Tracy says we need some more likes. Come on. We entertain you guys when the market is slow. Jack's been
Pretty
trading
good
his
research.
ass off. We got Jared Tendler coming up. All this and only 178 likes. We
can
could do
push it up.
a lot more than that.
230,
You want
230.
shorted versus the 2 p.m. open and 686 level. I called out. Should be up. Yeah, hit that like button.
Yo, Rob, I didn't say that. Hey, Sterling, if you're not entertained, I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Are you not entertained?
We need to start doing more karaoke.
Hey, go ahead, you've got the floor.
No, it's your turn now.
No, I already did. I said even the best fall down sometimes.
You said it, you didn't sing it.
You can't sing it. You got to say it in a very straight. You got to say it very normal. You got to see if people know the lyric or not.
Sure.
Salma, did you see that movie Gladiator? Yeah, Chi-Town, I sure did. Sure did. It was a good movie. Did anyone watch the movie that I recommended? I don't think so.
Wait, you recommended a movie?
Yeah, do you need one? Do you need a movie to watch? Like one that you won't regret watching?
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's called The Hurricane. It's on
Is this-
Netflix. I
is
think
this
it's on
like
Netflix.
Is this like Sharknado?
No. This is about a boxer who goes by the name The Hurricane. It's based on a true story. And he gets wrongfully convicted of murder and goes to jail for like almost 20 years and then ends up being innocent coming out. So yeah, I cried a lot too, Glenn. It was a great movie. It was really, really good. And you know, it's about someone who is from New Jersey, so you already know. I enjoyed that movie a lot.
I was gonna say it's very similar to your life story.
No, it's not similar to my life story at all, but
Just the New Jersey part, I guess, not the murder charge.
yeah. And then I didn't know that Bob Dylan actually wrote his song Hurricane about this guy. I've listened to that song for the longest time ever. And then as I'm watching this movie, I start putting two and two together and I'm like, holy shit, the lyrics are making sense now. But yeah, it's a really good movie. A lot of people rallied behind this guy, try and get him out of jail.
All right, so the next question is, where do I watch it? I know I could
On Netflix.
And I've been volunteered to sing karaoke.
Do it.
I have to know the song.
Attention traders, it's algo time.
It's bad enough when I sing songs I know. You can imagine how bad it is when I sing songs I don't.
Oh my gosh. Crazy. Bing.
Pump it up, pump these jams.
Okay. Maybe my longs will work out this time. Maybe I am literally jinxing it again. We'll see. Don't love that. Let's see how that closes. I'm putting my stop at break even on this trade. Let's see how this goes here. I don't like this 2-minute fighting. The girls are fighting here, but let's see. Go pop up higher.
Yeah, I might hold this into 415.
Good luck, guys.
No big earnings after the close, I assume.
Yo, Jacob says, love how Tanya sounds so excited about the pump, and then she yawns.
Uh-oh. I don't know. I actually got a good sleep score. I don't know why I'm yawning.
Wait, what do you have to track your sleep?
Ooh.
I sleep in my bed anyway, so
Wait, what?
yeah, I use my bed has technology in it. Like I got an 8. I slept 7 hours 54 minutes.
What a bed you got.
Yeah, well, what is
Yeah, what
every
you
time
got?
I'm on stream with any one of you
sleep.
guys, someone's got 4 ovens, 7 TVs, 6 fridges. Tanya's got I don't get it. I'm not. The woman was too stunned to speak. Tell us more, please, about this bed.
Basically like cools down before I go to bed because before bedtime, so then I can fall asleep more comfortably, and then when I want to wake up, I can set a time, and then it will heat up the bed so I wake up naturally. And it will like look at what percentage REM and deep sleep I have, and then literally cool it by like a degree or 2 to see which one I need more of. And yeah, it's good.
I have no
And then
words.
everything too. My like heart rate, HRV, my breathing. Yeah.
Oh.
Heart rate variability, breath rate, resting heart rate.
I come here to learn about how Tanya's improving her life so I can improve mine too.
Yeah, how much is that bed if someone wanted to buy it?
And
What are we looking at?
The full system I bought was like 6K, but like you could do like 3K, I think 3.5K.
Bro. Guys, she's also got a really awesome toilet, by the way. She does, swear to
You
you.
won't stop talking
Code
about it.
Tanya to
No, I
check out.
can't because I've experienced it. So yes, I can't not bring it up. Jack, you got one of those toilets that recognizes when you walk past it and then it opens up the lid
Oh, it says my name.
and then it's
like-
heated?
It tells me to sit on it. Jack, come sit on me. I'm like, okay.
Or what?
What? Stop.
All right, now it's getting too weird.
What your toilet
Anyway,
doesn't do?
what even is this conversation anymore?
I don't know. I'm
There's
just
a
using
toilet talk too.
At least this woke up the chat. Chat, make sure you guys don't leave. There's a really cool segment at 4 o'clock. You gotta all tune in for that. You'll learn something, I promise.
And NASDAQ just going back and forth. My stop's in profit if it wants to drop back lower. I don't care. Wanted more pump. Let's
more
see.
pump. Move my gold target down here.
Nope,
Yeah.
stop in profit here. All right.
Good long,
Like a couple
Jack.
times. Yeah, I made a tiny bit of money, but Jack, you're gonna hold yours. You're in YM, right?
Yeah, I took a third off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move my stop in gold to break even. And I guess I can.
Oh, of course. Of course. I can't believe this. Yo, price is rage baiting me.
This whole day is a rage bait.
I'm shocked right now. I'm not gonna lie. Wow, they stopped me out right there, like to the tick. Let me see that. That was crazy.
Jim just dropped the MOC numbers coming in over
Wow, hit
50.
that like button. Did that all live here. Damn, son. I suffered for you guys. Here you go. Right here. Where was that? I entered and I got stopped out at this tiny little wick here. It's great. In profit, but yeah, I guess that's what I get for trailing too tight. But whatever. C'est la vie. That was fun anyway.
Good try.
Hard finish to a hard day.
I still made money today, so I'm fine. It's just annoying when you get baited. Damn. Should have left the room there.
Yeah,
Doubting.
side flows, don't beat yourself up. It's been a tough day for sure.
Here we see. Let's see if we pump up into the close here, like Jack said. Pump it up, pump it up. Hopefully it does.
Jimmy,
Hey guys.
how you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Great session. Appreciate you three.
You too.
Who's still in
I
position?
appreciate
Jack?
your appreciation.
Oh, thank you, Tanya. That's so sweet. Anyone in position? Oh, Jack's got probably 7 positions going right now.
Nah,
Right?
just 2. I'm a third off in my YM, which is kind of going nowhere, and moved my stop above my entry here in GC. So locking in for little gains either way. But I'm going to give it to 415 and just cash out then whatever's going on.
Got it. How about Tanya, Salma? You guys in positions?
No.
Just stopped me out right at the wick at 354. It stopped me out in profit, and then we just pumped to the opposite way. But my direction. But whatever. I'm happy with earlier. I'm happy with everything.
So it was a good day all in all for you, Tanya.
Yes, to be honest. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good to hear, of course. Salma, are you going to be doing Asian Open? You going to be trading this set tonight?
Is water wet, Jim?
What's that?
Yikes.
Is water wet?
Not catching what you're saying.
Is the sky blue?
Wet.
Oh, is water wet? Don't you say witter in New Jersey?
The hell is witter?
Oh, all my friends from New
water
Jersey
wet?
call water witter. I'm gonna go get a glass. I'm gonna go get a glass of witter.
Who the hell says that?
New Jersey people. No.
That's the first time I ever hear that. It's news to me.
Okay.
It's water.
All right. I got you.
Yes, I will be trading Asia, correct. More
Very, very
likely
cool.
than not. Jack, if you need someone to place your trades, holla at me.
I'll tell you which ones I'm trading. DM me on the Discord, on that new Discord.
I got you. Guys, we got the Discord servers coming out pretty soon.
Whoa.
That's
Tanya,
right.
are you
NinjaTrader
in
Live
it?
Discord next Thursday. Don't forget. Next Tuesday. Don't forget, guys.
There's a Discord now. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Real quickly here, because we're going to do a really quick transition. Tomorrow, we have Michael Brown as our special guest. Tomorrow, Pax is going to be doing Tape Talk. We have Stowe and Jack trading the open. Can't wait for that. Jack will be back. Leo and Salma, midday markets. And then trading the close, Nick, XY, and Chris. And then don't forget, 4 o'clock, we have this special event with Nick, the special Develop Your Edge with Nick at 4 o'clock. So tomorrow's going to be a big, big day. But I appreciate you three. Thank you for a job well done. Let's give these three a round of applause, please. Well deserved. Appreciate you three for sure. We're going to transition. Nobody move. The bell's going to ring in a second. And then we're going to continue on with a very special segment. Let's let this bell ring and just see where we settle up here in the S&P. Definitely above 76. Get a little bit of claw up here.
Here we go.
There we go. There we go.
Pump.
Nice job. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Right now, it's my pleasure to introduce. We're going to go into a retail therapy session for the next hour with Jared Tendler. Jared's done this before. It's super awesome. He's got a couple of folks he's going to talk to live on NinjaTrader Live. And don't forget, Jared is a internationally recognized mental game coach, author of The Mental Game of Trading, The Mental Game of Poker 1 and 2, and Everyday Golf Psychology. So sit in your chairs, do not move a muscle, and let's welcome Jared.
Bye, chat.
Amazing send off there, Jim, or kickoff, I should say. Thanks so much. Really excited to be here as always, folks. Retail therapy, your opportunity to get direct advice on how to take your trading to the next level. You're going to hear real conversations, real coaching conversations with two traders who are trying to break through to the next level when they're trading. It can be challenging. We know trading is hard. It's probably one of the hardest games out there. And it can be easy to get lost in your own thoughts at times, lost in your own emotionality, be struggling with over trading, maybe taking too many positions, jumping into positions too early, FOMO, revenge trading, overconfidence, lack of confidence. There's a whole cocktail of crap out there that you can be struggling with, and I don't want you to do it on your own. So that's what retail therapy is all about. So I'm going to be talking with two traders coming up here very soon, but at any point, you can post questions in the chat. Be happy to answer them in between segments and at the end. And you also can be filling out my survey, right? It's surveymonkey.com/r/NinjaTrader. And you can be up here getting direct coaching from me in a future retail therapy segment. As always, chat, let's get at it. Let's get after it. So I want to make sure that I get to as many questions as I can. So post them in advance and we'll get to it. But without further ado, let's get to our first trader. John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Jared. I'm really honored to be able to do this with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thrilled to have you on here. I think the issues that you're experiencing are very similar to what a lot of traders are. So I think it's going to be great for everybody involved. So maybe just a brief kind of intro for yourself in terms of your background in trading and some of the issues that you're struggling with and want to address with me today.
Okay. Well, so first off, I have a full-time job. I'm in accounting. I work from home since COVID. During COVID is when I started trading. So it's been about 5 years. Like many of us, I was doing well in the beginning and then I lost it. And then it's just been a roller coaster ever since. I have good months, days, and bad ones, and have been in different communities and have tried a lot of different things and just haven't been able to be consistent, even though it seems like I know what I'm doing sometimes or most of the time. It got to the point where I have a lot of, I can get really invested in what my trades are. And if I do bad, then I feel terrible. If I do good, I feel smart. And I've also, with all those, I've read like 30 books, including yours. I have had that. And then I got frustrated one time and I threw all the books away, which is crazy, I know. And then, but I do have your audiobooks still.
We call that tilt. That's you're not alone in trying to wipe the slate clean. Doesn't always do much for you, but yeah, right. It's great that you're again open and honest about what the struggles are here. Yeah. So what specifically do you think we need to address here today?
I think it's twofold for me, is confidence, one, and just in my trading. Like I have a point where I can, I'll make $700, for instance, and I'll lose $600 the next day. And, it's things like that where I don't trust myself. And so a lot of times I wipe out multiple trades or multiple days of green with one red day that I just keep over trading or doing things like that. And so it's just confidence. I'm not staying in trades long enough. And then the other one is just the emotional toll that I feel really stupid, honestly, when the trades don't work out. And, my wife has to share in that, my breaking down. And then I just feel so confident when the trades do go well. Like, I feel so smart, like all the moderators and everybody.
Yeah. Hey, so let's give it up for John here. How many of you are sympathizing with the issues he's describing? Because I know many of you are. This is not, he's not a solo, expeditioner here in dealing with this kind of stuff. So let's maybe start with the not staying in trades long enough and maybe some of the cycles that you're kind of going through. the days where you have those plus 700, uh, can you recognize what is changing either during those days or afterwards? Like when you finish up the trading day, how does that feel different in maybe a way that's kind of setting you up for the following day?
I think that what is it? I guess it gives me a little bit more confidence where I think then I think I can jump into trades that maybe aren't my setup. So then, yeah, overconfidence, I guess, on that part. But then it's also the fact that I don't, oftentimes my better trades are ones where I leave them going and I kind of, step away from my computer for a bit and then come back and it's done well. And the ones when I'm watching them constantly going from green to red to green, that I really get nervous about it. And so I think the days that when I feel so confident, I'm like, yes, I got this. And so then the next day I take trades I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, there's a lot in the overconfidence that I think is setting you up for the difficulties thereafter. And when it comes to trust, I think you use that word very clearly. You don't trust yourself. And I think it's because of kind of how high in your own supply you can kind of get here. Uh, and it's not easy to curb because you all want to feel confident. You want to feel like you know what you're doing. You want to feel like maybe you are turning a corner. Maybe you are going to actually kind of get there and be able to kind of crack through, make the 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears worth it. Uh, Yet it's just a little bit premature at best, and at worst, I think there's a couple things here that need to get ironed out. Uh, Number one, when you have a day that kind of gives you that extra confidence to take trades outside your system, uh, the reason that's dangerous is because if those trades play out profitably for you, you're going to be worse off for it. And I'm sure there are times where that has occurred and you kind of get some of those false positives in here. And then, like a gambler, and I'm not calling you one, but it can be easy to get attached to those random occurrences that just don't happen very often, and you kind of keep betting hoping that you're going to get one of those outliers, but all the while what's happening, you're actually eroding your own confidence in the thing that you have built. And you said early on you kind of bounced around for a little while. I would say that one of the issues you're probably dealing with now is your fingerprint as a trader hasn't probably gotten consolidated enough that you can feel like you can bet on it day in and day out. So there's an emotional piece here, but I do think there's a technical maybe consolidation that has to occur where you can feel like there's an extra level of conviction around the types of trades that you're trying to make day in and day out. So let's start with that piece first, and we'll come back to the emotional part. What is your thoughts on that kind of fingerprint, kind of clarity on your strategy part first?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that my edge or strategy, I think that I've gotten very scattered because I've read so many books. I've seen communities. You see all the modders, and everyone has a little different styles, and so it's like I focus on one thing, and then I start saying like, oh, maybe I'll add this to my chart, and I'll start doing that. And so then I think that I'm overdoing it, and I've heard people say like focusing on just a few items and just be good at those, and being okay with not taking trades. I think that that makes sense to me that I need to be better, like develop my edge more, I guess.
So I think it's more than just sort of simplifying, because you've consumed so much. What you haven't done is actually kind of convert it into your own thing. There's no successful traders out there who are just like kind of copy pasters, right? They are, like any good navigator, creator, explorer, like they're borrowing, from what's come before. There's, I don't know, has there been any like true innovation, in the last 100 years, right? It's all kind of iterations on things that have come before it. So as far as trading goes, right, you're not like your fingerprint is still uniquely yours, even though it borrows from a lot of other sources. I think it's maybe taking a step back and not necessarily simplifying things down to only a few things. It's what actually feels really aligned with your personality, with how you see the markets, with maybe at this point, there's a little psychology involved. Like clearly, the ability to sort of step away and not have so much emotional investment is a good thing. So maybe there is some strategic decisions you make there to kind of decrease the emotional temperature, so to speak, while we're also kind of working on that. But again, I don't think simplicity is the answer. I think it's authenticity. It's like, okay, you've consumed a lot. Now actually make this thing yours, something that you can really feel like you've got strong conviction in. I think the trust is going to kind of come a lot more from that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So however long that takes you, I mean, it might take you a few weeks. I'm not saying you don't have to stop. You don't need to stop trading. But while you're doing that, I think playing out more of kind of the types of trades that feel more aligned and feeling like you can bet on that first and foremost. Now let's get to the emotional side of it, which is a big piece of it.
Yeah.
When you have that extra conviction to take trades outside your system, yeah, maybe part of it's related not to having that strong fingerprint, but I actually think that the overconfidence is the expectation of profit regardless of what you do. So there can be a little bit of a kind of a binary kind of all or nothing sort of mentality that people can get caught into, where you just assume that everything you put on is going to pay off. I mean, I think if you knew immediately that trading outside your system, every single one of those trades was going to get whacked, you'd stop doing it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But you're kind of holding out hope that there's kind of more room to move there. And then conversely, like when things are going poorly and there's a successive losing streaks, then it's sort of all doom and gloom. So the middle ground is not neutral. I think this was like a kind of very common misconception. Stable confidence is full of emotion, but it is based on reality. So a little bit of a challenge here. When you think about the reality of, the outcome of a single day, good or bad, like what is real?
Mm-hmm. What is real? Like, oh, well, I mean, life goes on and I'm not defined by my trades.
Okay. So that's one. What else?
Yeah. That I don't know. I don't know what's a good.
So challenging question. I put people under the test on purpose just to see. The biggest one is that your skills cannot get that much better or that much worse that quickly.
Right.
Okay. We don't live, this is not the Matrix where you can kind of download skill, but our minds can convince us that we have kind of reached a much, more intense level quickly, more capable level quickly. So being able to understand firmly that on any given day, the gap between your A game and your C game, right? You at your best, you at your worst, that is not going to change very much. To really move it forward takes, weeks or months. It's a lot more like building muscle, and if you've ever been to the gym and are working out regularly, you know that adding greater endurance, greater speed, increased strength, like it's not going to happen overnight, right? It's weeks, it's months before you start to see those gains. So your skills cannot just overnight become good enough where you're always going to win, or bad enough, more importantly, bad enough that you have no chance of winning that following day.
No, right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's true. And yeah, definitely no screen time. And I think jumping around has not helped, where I am trying to develop that skill. And so the frustration is a lot quicker with the scar tissue as well, obviously.
And so there's the other piece, right? And so yeah, if you've kind of had this kind of hot and cold mentality for a long time, like the higher you get, the worse the fall is. And I think the scar tissue is more from all those kind of big blowups, the hopes being dashed, the feeling like you're kind of right on the precipice, right, or about to kind of turn the corner, and then you get, kind of whacked.
Right.
And so this is not a task you can kind of do right now, but certainly the scar tissue is a thing that lots of you struggle with too. So here's a suggestion. You kind of just go back to some of the bigger pain points of the past and you write them down. Try to describe it in exquisitely painful detail. This is not a fun exercise, okay? But like a real good deep tissue massage that is like kind of painful in the moment-ish, right? But then afterwards you're like, oh man, feel so much lighter, so much freer. Like that's what the purpose is here. So you write down the pain of the past. And what you're looking for is the faulty perspective that was present then that allowed the emotion to get frozen in place. Because these sort of knots in our mind, the scar tissue, right? They don't hang around randomly. They hang around because you had a faulty perspective about what was happening at that moment.
Yeah.
And it's tricky to do this, but what we know is, especially based on our conversation right now, is it was that kind of hot and cold mentality that made those kind of bigger pain points feel way worse. So recognizing in the past, you weren't as bad as you thought you were because you can't destroy skill that quickly.
Right.
Right. It takes a long, I mean, I'm assuming you know how to ride a bike.
Yes.
How long do you think it would take you to unlearn how to ride a bike?
I couldn't even imagine. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. How would you? So there's a lot of knowledge and skill and wisdom experience you have in trading right now. How long would it take you to just napalm that whole thing? Just eviscerate it, right? It would take a very long time, if at all. I mean, 20 years go by, you don't think about trading. All of a sudden you start looking at charts, like you're going to see things. It's going to be there. So going back into the past and recognizing, okay, look, relative to where I am in 2026, let's just say this is 2023, right? I'm clearly much better now than I was then. I was definitely more lost. I didn't know, which way was up at some points, but I was not a complete beginner. I didn't know nothing. And so, yeah, I was struggling, but I didn't suck as bad as I felt like I did.
Right.
Right. And so that can start to kind of release, again, like that massage, just kind of release the knot, free you up. So now in present day, you're not fighting the ghosts of the past. You're a little bit freer to build skill the right way. And the best way to build skill is mental skill is identify those instances where your mind gets a little too high or it starts dovetailing a little bit too low and pull yourself back towards reality. Because in each direction, you're drunk, you're delusional, you're like believing these lies that are convincing you that you're guaranteed to make money, you're guaranteed to lose money. You suck, you're amazing. Both of them are just inaccurate. You have strength, you have weakness. You're at times really good, at times poor. But compared to where you were 3 years ago, man, you're head and shoulders above where you were. So there's progress overall. The growth curve, right, may have flattened a little bit, but it's not going downwards.
Right. It's very true.
So I know I've talked a lot there, but how does it all feel to kind of hear anything that kind of sticks out most for you?
Yeah, just going back and revisiting the negatives, which I've never thought of doing, because usually you want to push them away. So
Yeah.
I think that actually is a good exercise because, just as you're talking, thinking about it, like, yeah, I know the things that I did wrong that could be easy fixes, that so I don't make those same kind of mistakes. But emotionally, what I was feeling in that moment, it makes a lot of sense. That really, sticks with me. Kind of helps keep me more grounded. And I also the fact that I'm not going to lose, like riding the bike analogy, like, yeah, you're right. Like I do know a lot and I'm not going to lose that. And I have, although I'm not where I want to be, I have gotten better in the years. And so you're right on with that. So that's a
So the bike riding, look, I mean, you're trying to do the equivalent of, compete in the Tour de France. So like, okay, well, riding a bike's not the baseline, but at least it tells you that there's something here, because in the moment it feels like there's nothing, right? It's like a black hole. You're just kind of falling into, and that's just fiction. It takes work to kind of train your mind to work your way out of it. But that's why I kind of come back to the weightlifting, the conditioning of your body analogy. It's like it is about the repetition. So having a few key reminders at the start of every trading day that kind of keeps you sober. So it's like, all right, here are the things that are true. Here are the traps that my mind tends to believe that are false, untrue, never will be true. And I think recognizing them happening in real time, intraday, and maybe more importantly, after market hours. It's the after market hours things that I haven't talked a lot about here in retail therapy before, but Chet, I'm curious for you all too. How many of you can recognize when frustration continues to accelerate or in John's case, the overconfidence kind of continues to rise. You're celebrating those wins a little bit too long, and so then you end up kind of hungover the following day, not quite clear-minded enough to be able to see the market clearly again or see yourself clearly again. Yeah. So does that training element here make sense in terms of like, all right, you can't just kind of show up and kind of hope that what we've just discussed is going to kind of click in place. There's got to be some prep work. That's where the training comes in, is in the application of what you've prepared in real time, whether it's intraday or after market hours close.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It kind of gives me a good reality check, because even though I'm listening to communities and listening to people's input, not really hearing like that kind of a feedback, that I think that really is something I can like work on. What you've told me, and I'll definitely put that into practice.
Perfect. And I'm glad you mentioned the listening to other sources, because I think there's going to come a time, if not now, like immediately, where you're going to have to start to shut off additional voices and to really be a more sophisticated consumer as to who you're listening to and when, because how much of that is kind of contaminating your fingerprint, how much of that is contaminating your vision and actually flexing your strategy, your fingerprint on a day-to-day basis. It might be more than you realize, as you're maybe kind of looking for other people to kind of help reassure you that what you're doing is right. I mean, I get it. Like, trading is incredibly difficult because of that false feedback in the short term, right? It's so challenging to kind of, but I promise you have enough to kind of orient you and, without feeling lost. Do you know enough to feel totally confident? Maybe not, but that's okay, because the additional confidence is going to come through more kind of consistent application and actually getting a couple months where you feel like you're actually flexing your own muscles here, not flexing somebody else's.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So again, it's going to take some time to kind of transition out of that, but as Bill Murray said, baby steps to recovery. So
that's right. Correct. Thank you so much, Jared. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome, John. Thanks for coming on and chat. Let's give him a hand. Really appreciate, again, I think the issues you're struggling with are clearly not a solo endeavor here. A lot of people struggling, as we saw earlier. So good stuff all around. Thanks very much, John.
Thank you.
All right, let's get some questions here, chat, and then we'll bring our second guest on here shortly. First up from Burrock. At what point do we know we show break from learning and move forward with being active in our knowledge? I think we should take a break from learning and move forward with being active with our knowledge. It's hard to know for sure. I think like a lot of trading is testing and research, and sometimes there's the kind of beta testing of a product that's kind of coming to market. It's like sometimes the only way to just go out and test it is test it. I have got clients I've got one client in mind who did back testing for a year, came out and was sort of immediately able to apply his strategy. Most people are not that way. Most people, are learning, researching, back testing, etc., building a strategy, and then they got to go test it out and gain some real world experience, not just using it, but also understanding how they are best able to apply it, where their own kind of shortcomings and pitfalls are mentally and emotionally. Because it's one thing you could have the perfect strategy, but if you don't have the right mentality, the right emotional state, it's going to become kind of the inhibitor on you being able to apply it regularly, right? So I think of the mental game as kind of buying insurance on all that hard work. You want to be able to use what you got. So there isn't a perfect, 3 months of work and then off you go. I think if you have enough confidence and conviction in what you're doing, go test it out. Maybe you're a little bit overconfident. Maybe you're a little bit underconfident and you waited too long. That's kind of part of the uncertainty in this game. There's a lot of it, and being able to deal with it better, not looking for perfection in any realm, maybe except in your own process and execution, right? Kind of aspiring towards that, but the aspiration is certainly going to include a lot of uncertainty to even get there. All right, Glenn's asking, do you think a mantra could help balance the high that leads to overconfidence when you see a trade outside your system? If so, can you think of an example? So in my system, it's a bit more than just a mantra. So yes, in theory, what you're asking is 100% correct. But in practice, what we're looking to do is ideally two things in the moment where you might say that to yourself or might read a statement. We're looking not just to control the overconfidence in the moment. We're looking to actually correct the cause of the overconfidence. Right? Overconfidence is not a problem. Neither is revenge, anger, fear, risk aversion, greed, lacking confidence. Those emotional issues cause problems, but they are symptoms or signals of an underlying belief, wish, expectation, hope, dream that is sort of faulty, right? There's something off in your perspective, in your vision of yourself, your system, the market, etc. So when you experience overconfidence, like John was describing, and there's a, let's say, kind of an expectation of future profits, there's a belief that your skills have become now significantly better overnight. Well, those are examples of those flaws. So when you have a mantra, or as I would say, an injecting logic statement, right, you're injecting the right logic that not just controls that emotion, but also changes your perception, then over time you are reshaping your overall mentality. And so in the future, ideally, the overconfidence stops getting triggered. That is the real outcome you're after. And the main reason is because of this. Our brains have a limited capacity. Okay, the part of the brain that is going to think about that statement, that mantra, or that injecting logic statement, can be overridden by emotion. So number one, it's got to be potent, it's got to be strong, and we don't want to have to use it, because if the emotion is going to override it, well, then there are times where you could, kind of get steamrolled. Number two, there's a limited capacity to that thinking part of the brain. So if you are actively trying to be aware of the signs of overconfidence, then you're actively trying to think to correct those emotions. What are you not focused on? By some percentage, you're not focused on the market as well. You're not focused on your positions. You're not focused on opportunities. You're playing more defense against yourself than you are playing offense, against the market. So look, it's not black and white, but even if you lose like 10 to 20% of your mental capacity, that is a significant chunk in a game as competitive as trading. So yes, in the short term, the goal is control. Use that mantra, use that injecting logic statement to gain control of the overconfidence so it prevents mistakes from happening. But in the long run, we want those things gone. That's where the real power comes from. And it goes beyond just emotional control and goes towards what I would call resolution, like truly solving problems at a deeper level. So rant over. Let me get to one more question, and then we'll bring our next guest here. Chart surfer. A lot of time I don't even notice before I'm mad enough to overtrade or over leverage. And that is a huge reason for what I was just talking about, right? The awareness hasn't been trained yet. Right? You have to study the earlier warning signs. I promise they are there. They're no different functionally than your ability to see the market movement, or measure up the indicators that you're using to identify opportunities to get in, get out, scale in, scale out. Right? There's market-based information you're using. The pattern recognition is a skill that you have. Now you just want to kind of turn the mirror on yourself. Okay, so what are the early warning signs of getting mad? Is it maybe a bit more tension on your grip on the mouse? Maybe a little bit of tension in your head. Maybe you become a little bit more zoomed into one chart. Maybe you scroll down in terms of time frame. There's plenty of things that are changing in terms of your thoughts, your actions, your emotions. And if you can recognize those early warning signs, well, now all of a sudden you can get ahead of it before that emotional system overrides your ability to think. And then at that point, all bets are off. You are going to make mistakes like overtrading, over leveraging. So the only way to prevent in the short term those problems is to see it in real time before it gets to be too bad. All right, great questions, everybody. Love to see the interactions overall. Let's get our next guest on here. Amanda, how are you today?
Jared, I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome, great to see you. If you could maybe just give a quick little background on yourself here in terms of your trading, what you're looking to work on for everybody else to kind of catch up.
I've been trading about 5 years, And I'm feeling over the years, I've developed a good chart reading ability, market structure reading, and I found a strategy that really fits good with my personality that I'm sticking to. And so now in my journey, I really want to work on the psychological aspect. So you're the best, so here I am.
Well, I appreciate that. Brilliant. So what specifically can we help you with today?
So I've sort of just, I have a really good pre-market plan. I have a really good trade idea, and my trade idea already comes with a set amount of risk, a stop, an entry, and an exit. So I don't need to do anything, but yet I am meddling with the entire trade. I'm either having FOMO and getting in early, or I'm hesitating and getting in late, and then I mess with my exit on the way down. And so I call it my 3F cycle. I'm FOMOing before the trade, I'm having fear in the trade, and then I'm frustrated after the trade. So there's your next book title for you.
There you go, or at least there's certainly a chapter. The cycle, does it always happen in the same way? Can like FOMO or the fear be the first thing? Because sometimes I've seen with traders where it's like the risk aversion, the fear kind of keeps you out, and then the FOMO is like a trying to make up for that. Does it happen that way, or can it start with the FOMO as well?
It starts with the FOMO. I feel like I've been waiting very patiently for the trade to happen, and now I think, oh my gosh, it's happening without me. I might not get that pullback, and so I'm okay altering my risk a little bit just to get in the trade in case it goes without me, but then most of the time what I'm thinking is incorrect, and I do eventually get a pullback that had a better entry for a better risk reward.
The way that you've kind of framed the FOMO, I actually would describe not as a fear of missing out per se, but maybe a fear of something else. So let's kind of dig in a little bit. You said you're able to kind of meddle with those entry criteria because what if it's going to kind of go without you? In your mind, maybe not necessarily logically, because logic doesn't always kind of rule the day. What do you think you are defending against? Like, what if the trade goes without you? What would be the kind of the vibe or feeling at that point?
I think I'm a mom of two wild boys, and I kind of mother and smother them a little bit and hover and micromanage them because I care. I want them to be safe, and I don't want them to get hurt. And I think I'm like momming my trades. I don't want my trade to, it's painful if my good trade idea gets hurt. So.
Right. So it's interesting you brought up the mom thing. I've actually thought about writing the mental game of parenting.
Really?
not to give parenting advice, because as a parent myself, I'm certainly far from perfect, but more in terms of understanding some of the emotional dynamics that we go through. And I think it's interesting that you kind of brought in that parallel, because I often find if we can look for like things that are we look for opportunities to improve outside of trading, you can kind of accelerate the pace of progress. So maybe there is an opportunity with your boys to see if there's some kind of parallel here. What is the downside of keeping them and we'll say your trade safe?
So the downside is greater than the upside, really, if I think about it logically. I like that bike analogy you were using. My trade knows how to ride a bike. I think I'm putting training wheels on the bike, and it doesn't need them. It does fine. And my system has guardrails in place that protects my account from blowing up. So I don't really need to do all that. And actually, the downside is I'm limiting the potential and how great the profits could be. The trade might surprise me. It might go way further than I thought, even outside my original plan. And that's why I get frustrated when I get out, because I see that my thesis is still valid, that I got out really for no reason. And so then I'm maybe over trading, jumping in and out back to my zone where I originally was going to get out. So a lot of times what I think, because I'm worried, isn't actually accurate. It turns out better than I think.
Yeah. Well, first of all, amazing awareness, Amanda. So kudos to you for that. The downside being kind of a lot less bad than kind of the upside that's being capped. The training wheels analogy is great to kind of piggyback on there. And so with your boys, like I'm assuming they're old enough to ride, if you kind of force them to continue to use training wheels, the downside there is the sort of the same with the trade. You're kind of capping their potential. And so there's a party that wants to keep them safe, but sometimes the defense actually is maybe the greater cost,
Yeah, my son wants to ride his bike and I've got on a helmet, elbow pads and knee pads and, but the worst that happens is usually a scraped knee and he's going to be okay from that. And same with my trade, he's going to be okay. But it's still painful,
But
if he gets hurt.
but therein lies the values. And so if we kind of bring this back to the trade, right? It's not just that the trade is going to be okay, it's that you will too. So if the
Yeah.
trade goes and it fails and you kind of get those scrapes and bruises, you learn for yourself that they can't kind of kill you, they can't hurt you. They can maybe maim you and, cause some short-term damage, but they're fundamentally not going to. And so you're developing greater kind of conviction and strength internally. And your boys would do the same thing, right? They dust themselves off and they can learn that they can recover. And there's a lot of hardiness and strength that gets built from those mistakes, from those like kind of failures in a sense. They're not kind of the death blows that they feel like they are. And so you're right in saying, look, there's way more upside here. And I think the bigger part of the upside is also emotional. You're giving yourself a chance to actually prove how strong you are, or to gain greater strength by showing that you can be resilient, thereafter.
Very true. I agree.
Okay. So easier said than done, but does it give you a little bit of clarity in terms of that, like, this is not a FOMO issue? This is I need to be willing to test myself that the trade might go without me. If it does, well, I can feel good that I was strong enough to hold the line. Number two, if I get in the trade and then it still fails, well, the downside at that point is still just I've lost a little bit of capital, well within my risk parameters. You got those guardrails in place, but I've gained additional strength in being able to recover from that and continue to trade well.
Yes.
And then you give yourself the upside, which is a chance to actually thrive, in ways that you envision.
Yes. It's just in real time, I have a little trouble following that, but I'll just practice.
Yeah. So
something that I think, like if it's a pullback, I've convinced myself that it could be a reversal. What can I do to sort of eliminate that fear or change that belief that a loss is painful or something like that?
So we're kind of taking things in pieces. Let's start with the first piece, which is just kind of nailing the entries. If you've nailed the entry, how much does that change the feeling in the trade?
If I feel great because the risk reward is correct. If I mess with it,
and so those pullbacks, how do you feel in those pullbacks?
Well, if it goes straight through my limit order and hits my stop, I am annoyed that it didn't even have a chance to run.
Okay.
So that's why sometimes I watch the reaction to the level and say, but then once the reaction holds, then it's gone a little bit more in my favor, and now my risk reward is a little messed up again. So I don't know if I should hesitate and watch the reaction or just get the best risk to reward and be okay if it is an immediate stop out.
So I can't help you there. But what I would say is it's okay to experiment and to try her out, but it's not okay to kind of make decisions on the fly. You've got to decide ahead of time. If you're going to experiment for the next couple months, and you could change each day, you could change based on kind of pre-market assessment of market conditions, but you got to decide ahead of time. Otherwise, you're contaminating your research sample.
Right.
And you're factually learning way less, because right now there is uncertainty, and that's okay. That's part of the learning process. But the more that you contaminate it by kind of meddling with it in real time, the learning actually is consequential for two ways. One, you're not learning more about the strategy and how to adapt it properly. Two, you are getting better at meddling.
Yeah, I am.
Right.
It would be best to just trust the system and get in where I'm supposed to and accept a loss if it happens, because it's not often.
Let's say you can remove the trust. You don't have to have the trust in the system, right? You can say, I'm not certain what's right here, but this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to find out over time, right, which way is kind of more profitable, or which way is actually profitable and the other way is not, or some kind of derivation. You don't need trust yet. I talk about this a lot with golfers. It's maybe a bit more of a kind of a tactical thing there where you're making a decision about a particular shot and you don't have to know that what you've selected is right to be committed to it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The commitment to execute what you believe is best, either in that particular trade or at the start of the day, does not require you being confident or require any trust that what you're doing is right. It just requires the understanding that you factually learn way more when you're firmly committed than when you're not. And when you're not committed, well, now again, we're contaminating the sample and all bets are off.
Right.
So it's
That's a very good
okay
point.
not to have confidence in it. You can believe, like, man, this thing could suck, but you know what? It's the best I got, so let's give it a shot and see where it lands. Totally okay at this stage of the game.
Okay.
But I think what you said though is that like you nailed the entry criteria. There's still kind of additional meddlings. So in order to kind of crack through the emotion at that time, like you said, it's easier said than done. I guess I said that. You were saying that you kind of the emotions can kind of creep up pretty quickly. But again, the emotions are coming up because of the older perspective. So much like I was saying to John, pre-market, ground yourself in the reality of how you need to be thinking in correcting the emotion, right? In terms of this now is sort of the false safety. That's what you're correcting, is this sort of false sense of safety. The FOMO is not about the fear of missing out. The FOMO is about you protecting yourself in a way that's actually harming you long term.
Right.
So getting your mind kind of reoriented around where the growth is going to come from. It's not going to come through the excessive safety. I'm all for safety. Right? That's where the risk management is. You've got that covered. You do not need to worry about whether or not you've provided the conditions for a safe trading environment. That is done and handled. What you now need to do is take the training wheels off and give yourself a chance to fall.
Okay.
Right? Learn to dust yourself up, pick yourself back up, and continue to take the right trades. Because the more that you can fall or the trade fails and you keep dusting yourself up, I mean, that is what's going to give you
exposure therapy to the losses will get more comfortable over time.
No doubt. Yeah. I mean, it's a boxer taking punches. It's, just kind of getting in there knowing that, the market just kind of can't push you around.
Right. As a type A, it's hard to accept the losses, but I know that's part of the game.
and just to be practical, why is it part of the game?
I still need to understand the probability outcomes of just how the statistics fall with wins and losses. So,
what if you change the nature of how you viewed losses in trading? What if this was, I know we've got a soccer match going on right now. What if this was a soccer match that lasted 3 months?
Yeah, that's a good point. Then maybe it would be like I missed a goal or I missed a pass, but I could still win the tournament at the end of 3 months or something.
That's exactly right. And so if you're now kind of looking at a 3-month cycle here playing this game, then daily, it's much more about how well you performed. That becomes a greater emphasis. So you can use your type A, just weaponize it towards your execution.
Okay. That's a good idea.
You got to kind of have that longer term time horizon with which the results are going to start to actually, like the wins and losses are going to start to be, like meaningful. So yeah. Well, actually, there's a great, I don't know if you saw the Roger Federer, commencement speech address where he said, look, one of the greatest champions in tennis of all time won 80% of his matches, only won, I think, 52 or 54% of the points.
Oh, wow.
Right. So he lost almost half of his points, but just won enough that he was able to become one of the greatest champions of all time. So, but your win rate in trading is not too dissimilar, right? I mean, very, very few traders have, a 90+% win rate. They tend to be long-term structural traders who are making bets over a, 6 to 18 month time frame. Day traders, my God, I mean, if you got a 3 to 1 R and you're making, with a 40% win rate, I mean, you're just minting money.
Right. And
that's losing 60% of the time.
That is cool about the career. You can be wrong half of the time and still make money.
Yeah, absolutely. So
You know, I'm a
there's a
nurse
lot
and I
there.
cannot be wrong in my career. If I'm wrong, it's way more dangerous. So,
That's right. And again, how are we defining right and wrong? If you're defining it based on results, it's too near term. If you're defining it based on the execution in your own system or in the experimentation in your own system, well, now all of a sudden it changes the nature of the game as it's played day to day. And again,
right.
you can use that type A skill because it absolutely is a skill,
Okay.
but it can't be working against you and kind of making you too safe because the type A is kind of wanting that protection against bad feelings from falling short, mistakes, etc. When in fact actually that's making you kind of weaker and kind of eroding the density
Right.
of your bones beneath you in a sense.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Does that all make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes.
I know we didn't get to maybe some of the nuances of the tactics with some of the ability to hold, but give it at least in a short period of time here. Do you have a guess as to kind of how you could crack through that phase of the trade?
I think it's the same thing. I think exposure therapy to holding and see what happens. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. It doesn't have to be immediate doom. And maybe if I have trouble sitting through pullbacks. So I don't know. I don't want to walk away. A lot of people say that because then you have a Trump tweet and it goes right through and your order didn't get filled. But I know like maybe physically sit on my hands and then maybe say out loud like the guardrails are in place, this trade is safe, something like that.
I would again change the nature of how you view safety because what you perceive as safety is actually danger. By continually chopping off the trades on the top end, like your trading business is losing a large chunk of its profitability and maybe so much that you're not going to be able to make it worth your while. Like it might be so marginally profitable, it's not worth all your time.
Exactly. That's
Time
what's
is clearly
happening.
valuable.
So really I'm causing myself pain.
You are your sense of risk is altered in your mind, right? I mean,
Yes.
more people are afraid of terrorism than they are of lightning strikes, and yet more people die on a yearly basis from lightning strikes than they do terrorism. So, and those are
Yes.
two extreme outliers, let alone car accidents. And I'm not going to go crazy here on the stats, but like our perception of risk in day-to-day life can be altered in many ways, and certainly here, I think that's what's happening. Your sense of danger needs to come from what you're chopping off in the top end, not what you're protecting on the bottom end. The risk in playing it too safe here means you might never actually be able to be successful because the business isn't built that way.
Okay. So flip the idea of what danger is even.
Yes, and then train yourself to really believe and adopt that because that is what's real.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna work on that.
All right.
Thank
Very good,
you.
Amanda. Thanks so much for coming on. You're great.
Thank you.
All right. Good stuff, Amanda and John. You guys were both great. And again, this is all themes and things that I know many of you struggle with. So if you want to be in this seat in the future, fill out that survey, surveymonkey.com/r/NinjaTrader, and I'll sort through a few of them, pick out the next guest for our next retail therapy segment. Let's get to questions in the time we have left here. We have 12 minutes. Let me see what we can kind of crank through here. All right. Matcher J saying, what do we need to write down in journaling to really go back and tackle the mistakes from the past? Anything in particular? Okay. So this is going back to that sort of scar tissue massaging through past pain points question. The thing you want to look for are what are the most painful memories, situations in trading, whether they're losses, whether they're missed opportunities, whether they're whatever, things that you think back to and they still feel painful now. That's the stuff you want to look for. If you remember feeling bad, that's different. We're looking for the emotions that are still active because when those emotions are still active and alive, they do limit your ability to perform today because that intense emotion is going to get triggered. And when it does, it's not a fair fight. You're not dealing just with the anger, frustration, FOMO, overconfidence that's coming from today. You're reacting to the old stuff too. And having said that, overconfidence can be part of that. You might think back to, we'll say, mistakes that were rewarded. So like I've been talking about today, some of those false positives, trades outside your system that paid off big, you need to work through the positive emotion, because sometimes that positive emotion continues to drive you to make mistakes today. Once you've kind of written that down, you're trying to assess based on the nature of the pain or the nature of the overconfidence, what is kind of off in your perspective about the situation. The clearer you can identify the sort of faulty perspective, the expectations, the beliefs, the better you're going to understand what needs to get corrected today. And doing that, it helps to kind of massage that old emotion away. It may not get rid of all of it immediately, but then you can kind of just keep revisiting it until it starts to kind of wash its way out, almost like, a regular massage in a sense. All right. So Leo's saying, so to have a system and do not trade outside your system. Generally, yes, but look, there's lots of traders who use discretion. And if you're a trader who has a system that you're going to follow to a T and you're not going to allow any discretion, that's fine. So then, yes, you're not trading outside that system. But if you're a trader that uses discretion, you have to make sure that you understand the difference between when you are capable of coming up with legitimate discretionary decisions versus when the emotions are actually present and kind of manipulating your mind. And it can happen on entries, exits, anywhere in between. They're going to happen in a particular pattern, right? The difference between like a real verified kind of discretionary decision that, again, may not pay off, but certainly is evidence of you thinking and responding in the right way versus emotion, distinctly different. You might have to just kind of draw a line on a piece of paper, write down real discretion from fake discretion, mark down those differences. So in the moment, when you are going to trade outside the system, you can kind of verify whether or not you're in the right mental condition to even come up with the right discretionary adaptation, so to speak. All right. All right. Just another pickup guy. How to follow my rules. Well, if you're struggling even knowing that basic piece, that tells me that there's a lot of mental and emotional stuff that's happening. And it's easy to kind of think that discipline is the issue, that you're just sort of violating your rules and like you just got to follow them. And that's only true if the cause of your breaking or rule breaking is low emotion, not enough energy, a little bit of distractions, fatigue, procrastination. In those moments, pushing yourself to be disciplined makes sense. But if your rule breaking has anything to do with the things we've talked about today, or revenge trading, or a bit of excessive fear of failure or mistakes, etc., then pushing yourself in that way to be disciplined is actually only going to make your emotions more hot, more volatile. Why? Because by suppressing and controlling that emotion, by pushing yourself through those moments to follow your rules, might make you successful in that one individual moment, which is cool. Except if you keep suppressing that emotion, eventually it's going to blow up in your face. And that's what happens to a lot of traders. I was talking actually with a client earlier today who, is in the prop firm industry and has continually struggled to kind of get through those last couple days to pass the combine and get funded. And there's no doubt there's more pressure and there's a bit more urgency and there's a bit of impatience and there's that desire to kind of just want to get funded and break through and start making money, having the opportunity to make money. But the adherence to that, those rules on those days is not just about pushing yourself from that logic. It's actually about reducing some of that urgency and intensity. And, an easy kind of bit of logic there is if you don't want to just get funded, you want to get funded with the right set of skills. You get lucky, if you force yourself to block out those emotions, if you just happen to get lucky with a couple positions that you put on that maybe were a bit outside your system, getting funded is not going to mean a whole lot, because how are you going to be able to continue to trade the right way? And it is an absolute lie when you tell yourself, I will trade properly when, because you're not. And I was talking with a trader actually early this week who does incredibly well, when they're trading for good chunks of time and really can increase their P&L, but has a tendency to size up too much when they're up sizably on the week and are kind of betting the week's worth of profit because why not? Like you're kind of playing with house money in a sense and, have the ability to make a ton of money. Well, what they found is that those weeks where they actually were successful, their size is even larger the following week. And so the size just continues to get larger and larger. There is no I will trade properly when. Right? You cannot procrastinate proper trading. You can't just keep delaying and thinking that something's going to magically click in place. Because the only thing that's going to happen is your emotions are going to get even greater. Or, in this case, if you're trying to crack through a prop firm, the fear and intensity is only going to get greater. When you're now on the precipice of getting your first payout or your first 4-figure, 5-figure, 6-figure payout, pressure is going to keep getting greater. So you have to be able to crack through the emotions the right way, trade properly in those moments. And that's how you're going to be able to not only follow your rules, but also train yourself to continue to follow your rules. Because it's not about doing it during single instances. It's about the continuity and ability to do it long term. So, all right. Got a few more minutes left here. Any other thoughts, questions before we wrap up here? I'm going to take a look through the chat, see if we've missed anything. Dave's asking, how does your website trading group work? Truth be told, that is kind of going to go away for the time being for a bunch of reasons I'm not going to get into now, but I am still available for one-on-one coaching or just kind of hang around for a few months and that group will come back again. How am I such a boss there, Chart Surfer? Well, I've been doing this for 21 years. So you might be asking those 21-year veterans of trading how they're able to do what they do. And there's no replacement for experience. I also was educated. All right, I've got a master's degree in counseling psychology. I spent 2 years, 3,200 hours of supervised practice to get licensed. And then once I got the credentialing, I quit my job and started working with golfers, and then eventually poker players, and then traders and esport athletes and lawyers and entrepreneurs and high-level people across many industries. And over that time, written 4 books and honed my skills and system regularly. And I'm continually leveling up my skills. That's one of the reasons why my group coaching is going away right now, because I've kind of lost a little bit of the creativity and the innovation there. And I need to be constantly learning and growing. Otherwise, I get bored quickly, stale. Right? So I love these sessions because there's always new things for me to learn and to apply my skills. And it doesn't come out of nowhere, just like your skills, right? So when you're in the early stages of incubating trading skill, do not despair. Don't compare yourself on an apples to apples basis to those traders that have 5, 10, 15 years more experience than you do, right? Compare yourself to yourself. And if you do that consistently, and there's always growth, and you learn more about how to produce and elevate your own growth, and I can promise you that working through your own mental and emotional issues is one of the single greatest catalysts for exponential growth. And that has been the case for myself from the very beginning. Right? I was motivated to work through my own mental issues as it relates to golf. Right? That was my kind of chosen area of performance, but it's made me an incredible, certainly much better coach as well over the years. So high growth comes from greater emotional stability, balance, clear thinking, great preparation, high intense goals that motivate you and drive you. Right? Those are the conditions that will not only lead to high growth, but high performance in any industry. And I've proven that for myself and across with my clients across many industries. So yeah. Any other questions before we wrap up for this week, for this session? As I said, those of you who want to come on a future session, fill out that survey. I'll look back again soon. Always love these sessions, and certainly all of your participation. It's been a lot of fun, certainly with John and Amanda coming on, and all the questions and feedback here in the chat. So I suppose we'll kind of end it there then. Thanks, everybody. Have a great bit of time here, and keep leveling up, right? Day by day. I'm not going to say inch by inch, but day by day there's opportunity. And opportunity to make money, but also opportunity for growth. And the opportunity for growth in your mental game is a constant. It is there for you every single day, whether it means making your best a little bit better or making your worst just a little bit less crappy. There's always opportunities to be better. Don't always look for the perfection as the single source of growth. Sometimes moving your C game, making your worst just a little bit less bad, is a huge way to grow. And it makes you tougher, it makes you harder to break. Kind of like what I was talking about with Amanda. So be well, everybody. Take care. Until next time. Take care.